to meet anybody's budget. For something really special, ask about their fabulous half day at the spa, including a catered lunch. But that's just one of many options. You can learn more at 303-779-5002, 303-779-5002, or online at bvspa.com. That's bvspa.com. And give her the fantastic gift of Beauvisage.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
Pretty good looking Thursday ahead. There'll be a touch of a breeze later on this afternoon, but after yesterday, 15 miles per hour won't feel too bad. Highs today in the low 50s with plenty of sunshine. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
Audible is the best place to listen for everything you're into, from comedy and motivation to popular podcasts and best-selling audiobooks. Right now, take advantage of a special holiday offer and save 60% on your first 3 months. Learn more and sign up at audible.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
ABC News, I'm Em Nguyen. The U.S. Army says 98% of its active duty force has gotten at least one dose of the mandatory COVID vaccine as of this week's deadline for the shots. Congressional Democrats had hoped that President Biden's Build Back Better plan would pass by Christmas, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. President Biden also anxious to pass a voting rights bill that's also stalled. ABC's Terry Moran is in Washington.
He said there's nothing domestically more important than voting rights, and he wants to put that now at the front of the agenda. The problem is the filibuster. He needs 60 votes in the Senate to get it done, and once again, Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona, they have made clear they are not going to change the filibuster, so it looks like right across the board, the president's agenda is stuck.
Prosecutors have rested their case against suburban Minneapolis police officer Kim Potter, who mistook her gun for her taser when she shot and killed 20-year-old Dwayne Wright last year. Her attorneys say she will take the stand in her own defense. This is ABC News. The music world rocked by the death of a Puerto Rican music producer killed in a plane crash. ABC's Victor Oquendo.
Authorities investigating a deadly plane crash in the Dominican Republic that killed all 9 people on board, including Puerto Rican music producer Flo La Movie. According to the private plane's owner, Elidosa Aviation, the Gulfstream jet was minutes into its flight to Florida before the tragic crash. The airport operator says the plane was trying to make an emergency landing.
Among those killed, the producer, real name Jose Hernandez, his partner, and their child. The Biden administration stepping up its push to get rid of lead water service lines. Vice President Kamala Harris.
The bottom line is that there is no reason in the 21st century for why people are still exposed to this substance that was poisoning people back in the 18th century.
The White House today announcing the first investment of nearly $3 billion. Em Nguyen, ABC News.
Hey, yeah, how's it going?
Word of mouth has Dante's dental clinic thriving.
17 new patients? Nice. Is this next month's calendar?
But he needs another dentist to give his schedule a good cleaning.
This is this week? You're kidding. Oh, you're not.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com.
I just let that go out to YouTube.
That was pretty good, man.
It's been like 10 weeks.
I'm surprised they didn't put a spacer.
They did, but it's so hard to talk with. Since you're on radio, it doesn't really matter what it looks like.
It gives you a little less. What I'm talking about don't things grow in.
No. What can grow in? Oh, you mean
the teeth grow together?
Well, not in 10 weeks.
I'll be out for the first time, man. I've never been out for my surgery on the 4th of January.
Oh, you've never had general anesthesia before?
Never. I have no idea. I know one time I picked Suzanne up from it. But man, she projectile vomited.
Yeah, that's very. She may have eaten or something. But Mark, here's the thing about general anesthesia.
You don't remember jack shit.
Well, there's no time. So you're gonna go like this.
1, 2,
bang. But you're gonna open your eyes and up. There's no time pass.
So even if you're out 2 hours, it's not like sleeping.
It's like blinking your eyes. Exactly. Well, not quite blinking. You're like this, and they start waking you up, and you're wondering, why are you waking me up?
God, that is so fucked up.
Yeah. So that's.
I wish they could do that during exercise, dude.
So hold on. So on that, a note, by the way, before they even do that, they give you something, and you feel great before they even put you to sleep.
Why do they do that if they're
to make you so you're not nervous?
Yeah, just to relax.
Oh, like a Xanax or something?
No, it's some injection, but it's just so you feel real good. So when they wheel you in and start strapping you and all that, you're not like this. You're not like all freaked out.
I got it.
This report is sponsored
And I probably
by
would be,
Grace
so it's
from
probably
California. Watch for some heavier traffic now on I-270.
No, I've never been out.
They're going to put you on operating table. You're already out.
By the time they wheel you in.
Yeah, they're going to tell you.
Look at this fucker with his brand new goddamn iHeart fucking jacket.
They're going to count. They're going to tell you count backwards from 10, and when you get to 8, you'll be waking up.
That's so weird.
There is an accident reported at Simpson 8th. Watch for activity.
Although my brain is much larger than the three of you, so therefore, I might actually be aware of what's going on.
Your brain container might be larger, but the actual content, the number of maybe acorn, the number of synapses may be reduced. Maybe it is. No, the container is like solid, but you know what's inside. The content may be an acorn. Maybe.
Happy healthy holidays. Go with Greeks from California.
Liberal Ibby, good morning.
All right, check it out. 888heating.com.
Now, why is this
donate a jacket or coat in good condition?
Oh, this is old.
They're going to come out and do a full tune-up on your furnace 100%.
Rate at which people stop moving to California.
Hey man, Chris Evans said he reached for his pocket this morning, Mark.
It's a headline of Fox.
Mark, Chris Evans said he reached in his pocket this morning and found
exactly $1. Ain't that a motherfucker?
Hey.
You know, that had to be the dumbest story I ever heard. I mean, with that guy's logic, I could put together anything. I could go, here, I'll give you an example. I can look at my computer right now. Let me see, talk radio. I guarantee I can find talk radio on my computer right now. No doubt about it. No doubt. Bam. Synchronicity. It's fucking there, I guarantee it.
Yeah, but there are some. He didn't have.
Hey, look, the background of my screen's white. Look at our wallpaper, white. Look at the back of Fox News, white.
He didn't have a great example, but there are some that are wild. There are some.
I reached in my pocket, and there was my pocket. Holy shit. And then I wore jeans the next day, and they had pockets. That's 2 pockets, Tom. Then my jacket, never guess what my jacket had. A fucking pocket. Holy shit. Call the fucking Mythbusters. Uh-oh, zipper. Not only did I zip up my pants today, there's a zipper on here.
Wow.
This shit's crazy today.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
California has a plan to change their name so the problems go away.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. I love talking about Real CBD. It's Panacea Life. Tom and the promo code 30% off. If you're looking for gifts, it's a good idea. Really good idea. You can get gel caps, you can get chewables, you can get oils, tinctures, you can get even eye serum and cosmetics now with CBD, anti-inflammatory properties. Great for eye puffiness. Just put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. As we near the end of the year, can you believe we're saying that, man? 2021 just flew by. 2020 felt like it would never end, but 2021, did anyone else get that impression? It like flew by. And you know what's funny is we're not substantially any different this season than we were last season when it comes to COVID. I mean, it's really weird. By the way, folks, I want to clarify something with COVID. I want to make it clear that I feel it's a very serious health problem for the world. It is. And I think that there are a lot of health problems for the world. This one happens to be contagious. I personally have decided to be vaccinated, which I was, and I got a booster. That's my personal decision. I just want you to know this because I don't want people thinking I don't think it's serious. But there is one thing that bothers me. And I'd like your opinion on it. This is not political, by the way. It's not. It's not political. This is something that I've noticed, and it bothers me. With almost every discussion in society, you have varying opinions And then we look at them and we make decisions based on them. Now, there will always be people who have an opinion that little green men live on Mars. But don't we know enough to reject them? And then there'll be those who are filled with hate and rage and others who are just believing everything. But aren't we, isn't it the freedom of expression and the freedom of choice? Isn't it nice to be able to look at information? I want to give you an example of something, and I'm not talking about a nut. Recently, there was a doctor. He's one of the developers of the RNA vaccine technology. There's no doubt. You can look it up. And he came up with a treatment protocol for COVID, where he says 100% of the patients fare very well with 0 death and 100% recovery, and not even serious symptoms. And he came up with this treatment protocol. I'm not going to say what it is because it has to do with some prescription drugs, and they're called off-label. An off-label, by the way, has been going on for years. Deputy Doc can tell you that. Off-label use of drugs has been going on for years. For example, I'll give you an example of an off-label use of a drug. Cialis. A lot of people know it as erection dysfunction medicine, but it has been known to reduce the size of a enlarged prostate. That's an off-label use. And doctors discover it and then start using it. Now, it's not published as such, but it's used for such. It's not unusual to have an off-label use of a drug, right, Doc? It happens all the time.
Absolutely true.
Okay.
And the reason is, if, like with Cialis, if they find that it works for reducing prostate, the company doesn't want to go through the multi-million-dollar process of getting it approved for that.
Right.
But doctors use it for that.
And they're allowed to.
And they're allowed to, absolutely.
Yeah, it's called off-label use. Doctors are also allowed to do something else. People think drugs need to go through FDA approval. And that's true, but it's not always true. You see, there are 2 kinds of prescriptions you can get. One, prescription drugs approved for a particular purpose from the FDA, or off-label use. That's the normal prescription. Another kind of treatment is when a doctor says, you know, I think you need this, but I want to combine a little bit of this. And they do what's called a compound. They're allowed to do that. For example, with hormone replacement, they could give you a troche. My wife jokingly calls them chokies. It's what you put under your tongue and they dissolve. And they can put testosterone in a troche. But for those who process too much testosterone into estrogen, therefore their estrogen spikes, there is a drug that keeps that balance between estrogen and testosterone called anastrozole. Now, that your doctor may then call to the pharmacy, a compounding pharmacy, and say, I'd like you to make up a compound. By the way, I'm going somewhere with this, and I swear to God, I don't care where you fall in the without FDA approval. Is that right, Doc? Don't doctors have the freedom in America, so long as the substance, by the way, their compounding is legal, they can compound what they want?
Yes.
Okay. When I say as long as it's legal, for example, I don't think they can compound heroin and something else, you know. It has to be something that's on the market and approved, but they can mix them together as a compound. That's why we have compounding pharmacies. Now, you may never have used a compounding pharmacy. I have. I use regular pharmacies too. But here is the point I want to make. Up till now, every single doctor could make a compound if he thought it was effective against a disease, illness, or condition. And no one questioned the doctor. Now I'm going to go back to the guy that invented, one of the researchers who contributed to the development of the RNA vaccine. This doctor, now I want you to hear this, this doctor was compounding medicine that had great results with COVID. So he did a YouTube on it. He wanted other doctors, not people, because people can't buy it anyway. He simply wanted to let other doctors know, hey, this is good stuff. Think about that, right? This is good stuff. Now, doc, don't you docs talk to each other about good stuff? When you if you discover something during your long years in OBGYN that works, like maybe when you're delivering a baby, hey, I do this sometimes, and another doctor says, that's a great idea. I mean, have you ever done that? Have you shared technique and ideas?
Oh, absolutely. I remember very clearly when I was, there was a family practice doc who was doing circumcisions that took him 5 minutes, and I showed him how to do it in 30 seconds.
Well, Dr. Robert Malone, this doctor, who was one of the developers, some people call him the inventor of mRNA and DNA vaccine core platforms, this doctor came up with a compound that he says is really good. He's been barred from every scientific journal. He cannot write about it. His YouTube's been taken down. Now, my question to you, I'm not questioning COVID being serious. It's serious. We need to, but why is it that COVID is a serious illness, but discussion of solutions are only allowed if they mention the vaccine and Pfizer's pill and other pills, but not something already existing that works. And maybe it doesn't work. But why is it we can't even discuss it? Will someone please tell me that? I don't care where you fall on the spectrum here, whether you agree or disagree in censorship. Do you find it chilling that we cannot discuss anything except the company line when it comes to social media and medical journals? Does that bother you? Now, I'm coming from a place where I want to find a solution for COVID. I think we're smart enough to look at articles and say, this guy's a nut, or this guy's not, or this guy's this, or this guy's that. I'll give you an example. Mark has this strong belief, and he had it for a long time, natural immunity is great, you're not going to get it again. But he read an article that said, well, in some cases, you don't build natural immunity for certain reasons. I don't want to get into the details. But he read this article, and he said, you know what, Tom? I think that's probably true in some of these cases. Why? Because he went out and he decided what he wanted to read and look at. Why is it that the government and social media and the AMA now are censoring people, and they're also hurting people, and they're even taking medical licenses away if they discuss anything outside of the narrative? Why are they doing that? Deputy Doc, tell me why. Why are doctors losing their license for suggesting compounds that they have found have great results with COVID? Why is it?
I don't have an answer for you, Tom.
Okay. But I just don't understand it. That's what I'm asking people. We have a very smart audience. Listen, I know a lot of people listen to me, way more than call. And because I hear it every day. Hey, Tom, I've been listening to you for years. I am trying to find out why we have become a nation now of if you either talk the narrative or you are blocked. And it goes one step further. It goes one step further, even worse than that. And there is a place online that purports to stop digital hate. Do you know what they call digital hate? Any discussion of treating COVID without mentioning the vaccine. If you try to talk about other alternatives, the Center for Countering Digital Hate calls that hate. Now remind you, they call it hate. Now, if you want to discuss anything at all that does not fit today's narrative, it is called hate, or it is called crazy, But who gets to decide what the narrative is? Why is it now, honest to God, that liberals used to protest against the government, big pharma, and everything institutional that seemed to be like a big brother, against censorship? I mean, I remember I was in on a protest, and now those same people are the ones that crave it. Why is it? Why is it now that the roles of conservatives and liberals have completely reversed themselves? Why is that? I'm asking. Because they have. They have. They've completely reversed themselves. Now, if you can answer any of these questions, and by the way, if you think I've made up my mind and I'm closed-minded, just turn off the radio. Go to hell. I don't want to talk to you. I am asking honest-to-God questions. Why have we turned off the freedom of expression and discussion of ideas?
You know, directly to your point, Pfizer this Tuesday, a few days ago, said this new pill they have, 90% efficiency in preventing hospitalizations and deaths. Now, why hasn't this been released yet? The vaccine came out quicker than this pill. I don't understand why the current administration doesn't turbo this like Trump did on the vaccination.
I don't know.
Well, here's why. Because they still want you to get the vaccination. Even though there's a therapeutic right now that seems to be better, it seems to actually be better than the vaccination. Why not have that available? You take it for 5 days, twice a day, you're better.
Another point I want to make. Speaking of going against the narrative, if you discuss immunization boosting, if you discuss boosting your immune system, we did it on a social media platform, and we were punished for it. We were penalized for suggesting that people could strengthen their immune system. We never said it would make you COVID-proof. What we said was, it's always beneficial to boost your immune system. That was considered hate speech.
We were dinged. Right after I said it, I started talking about what I take for my immunity.
You have fought 30 seconds. Christmas gifts for all your loved ones. This will be Colorado's largest gun show ever, with over 800 vendors selling new and hard-to-find used firearms, home protection handguns, ammo, stun guns, knives, and so
I just don't like that we can't discuss shit.
Like Santa Claus. Tanner Gun Show tickets are available at the door or online at tannergunshow.com.
American Restoration.
The name Restoration is important because if you go out to find a restoration company, there's a good chance you're going to find a ripoff. It's too bad I have to say that, but the industry sucks. So don't pick a restoration company unless you check with me. How about that? I'm serious. I have a guy that I know that runs a restaurant. He came up to me and said, I should have listened to you because I warned him. He said, we're getting ripped off from a restoration company. And I told him American Restoration is one that I trust. Rock and his team have years of experience and all of the certifications to deal with asbestos, toxic chemicals, mold, even unattended death and crime and meth. All of that they can take care of. So if you have a fire, flood, or any other disaster, call them. They are honest. They can help you rebuild even. They'll do whatever stage you want them to do. 8337-AM-REST. It stands for American Restoration, 8337-AM-REST. Online, it's amrest247.com, amrest247.com. The Art of Granite will give you a price on the phone right now. If you want some countertops, they love doing countertops. They love giving prices. All of the materials are wholesale to consumers, whether it be marble, granite, quartz, quartzite, any other stone, or any other man-made stuff. They'll do it all at wholesale. Then they will tear out and haul away free and do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. They'll give you a price on the phone, theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919, 386-5919.
This holiday season, give your family
increase in residents moving out of state, but more important, a 38% decrease in people moving to California. That's massive.
Nobody wants to go.
Fuck no, they don't.
Life is its own teacher. I've said it before.
I don't even want to go.
Line 1 came in when Mark and I were out of town. Said he was supposed to get a call from Doc. Didn't. It was a roofing call. Said roofer stole from him, but it was a roofing call.
Do you know what roofer it was?
He did. I didn't ask. Steve or
Gavin says, Old Newsom says it's because of Trump.
So I didn't know if he wanted to readdress the issue or just get his number and have Doc. Okay. No, it's Rooter. He's definitely said roofer.
The pandemic playbook is once again being torn up. In the course of just a few weeks.
Wait, wait, did Newsom really blame Trump? Come on, are you just... Okay, I'll just...
Would you have spelled it with a PH?
Unlikely, but I can try that.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson's plans for normal Christmas have been upended, once again by a fast-moving variant.
Yeah. So what about, he did... Tell me, ask him the name of the roofer, and then what?
Most people get a fuck off, and this fucking guy shut everything.
Hey, Steven? You are not kidding. I'll go ask him the name of the
Can you
roofer.
believe it? That stupid phone doesn't work.
It is kidding.
Mark, did they fix your thing?
Cancer. So many lives are touched by cancer. In fact,
And
1
this
in 2
part over
men
here
and
has
1
a bad
in 3
channel on
women
it
will
too.
be diagnosed with cancer. At the American Cancer Society, we're on a mission to free the world from cancer. It's a big mission.
Hey, Tom, got out early next segment because we went so far over this, just to try to keep it more on time, I guess.
But these little things are really the big things, because to a cancer patient and their family, they're everything.
Savory Creek Roofing?
Oh, yeah, I remember it now. Severy. Yeah,
Severy.
I got it.
Okay.
There it is. Steve, why didn't that come up when I did? Hey, why didn't it? Okay, Severy, there it is. Good. Thanks.
All right. Are you going to readdress it on the air? Okay.
Oh my!
Libby said Twitter didn't cancel Trump.
What?
Libby said Twitter did not cancel Trump.
Well, Libby's a moron. Okay. What else can I say? All
All
right,
right,
moron. It's like the biggest news ever that Twitter got rid of Trump. What else can I say? They killed his account. What the fuck's that mean, Libby?
All with free shipping.
God.
Dell Technologies advisor.
You know what? Some people, I swear to God, Biden and the left could say anything to them and they'd believe it. They'd say, you know what? You can fucking fly. Go jump off a bridge. And Libby would do it.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Don't forget market valuations for your home, free for the asking. It's a full detailed report with measurements, comps, and drawings and whatever he needs to evaluate it. It's based on 27 years of experience, not some guess. If you want to know what your house will sell for, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Stephen. Okay, Stephen, listen. You called a while ago in August 2020. You said you had hail damage on your home. You hired a couple of guys, one roofer who helped with the claim, and then Severy Creek Roofing. Steve Loudon was paid, you said, $23,500 by insurance, and he was paid that up front. They started the roof but never finished. Then you said that there was a balance left, I believe, of 17 or 18 left from your insurance that to finish the job. Is that right, Stephen?
Well, yeah. So the total amount was $23,500, and then a portion of that went to the adjuster. It was like $4,000. So the remainder.
I guess what I'm asking, Stephen, I misunderstood you. I just need to get the number straight. So the entire loss, 100%, if it was done, would only have been $23,500.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so that entire $23,500 has been paid out for 100% of the loss. Is that right?
Yes, correct. That was paid out.
Well, we misunderstood that, Stephen. We did, because in my notes it said that the $23,500 was the initial payment from insurance, and that you still had money to collect once the job was completed. That's not true? So you don't have any money left to collect, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, then we misunderstood, because here's what we thought, and I don't know why I have this in my notes. We thought that the initial roofer was paid $23,500, Severy Creek, and then that, you know, the public adjuster may have gotten some, I don't know. But here's the bottom line. We thought you still had money left to collect on, and here's what we said. If you can get that roof done for that price, there is no loss. However, now we're being told, Deputy Doc, that $23,500 represented 100% of the job.
I left 2 messages for Steve Loudon so far. He hasn't called me back.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a feeling he wouldn't be answering.
Well, I was going to call Stephen Griego as soon as I heard from Loudon. I'm
Stephen Griego.
I was going to call you.
Yeah, he has it in his notes. I see it right there. He was waiting to hear from Loudon. Hey, Steve, I have to ask a question, man.
Stephen, just a second. There's nothing to tell you until I hear from Steve.
Well, we have to go after. It's pretty obvious that Loudon at Severy Creek's a bum, and he's not going to call us back. He sounds like a crook to me. He took $23,000 and did nothing. Or he tore off part of the roof, right? So, here's what I want to know. How much will it cost to finish the job?
So right now, my other roofer is almost complete with it, and it's going to be right at about $17,000 because he had to work overtime and the weekend.
I got you, bro. I got you. Okay, now, that's where I got the impression you had more money coming. You don't. That's $17,000. No. If you don't get that $17,000 from Loudon at Severy Creek Roofing, if you don't get it from him, you're out that money.
Yes, correct.
Tom, I just checked my notes. I did speak to him, and I apologize. What he told me was that
okay, why don't you hold on? I got to take a break. Listen, I'm going to talk to you, Stephen. Do not go away. I have one other call I need to take as well. All right? 303-713-TALK.
I bet what he's going to say is, or what he said was, he did extra work on the roof, and that's how much he was owed. Is that what he's saying, Doc?
Well, he's saying that he did that Steve Griego fired him.
Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
Traffic on I-25 is moving quite well right now.
Well,
6th Avenue.
It doesn't matter if he fired him. He didn't fucking finish. What did he say about that?
Well, he said that
he got paid the full amount and did part of the job.
He did 1/3 of the job.
Okay, is he going to refund the rest? Well, let's ask him.
Okay, I'll ask him again.
I mean, that's an important distinction. Whether I fire you or not, you don't get to keep my money.
To 20, and then Friday it gets cooler with a high of 43 under mostly sunny skies. Currently, it's 46. With your
I don't know. What would a judge say about that? I hire Excel Roofing, and they come out and start tearing the old roof off, have new shingles delivered, blah, blah, blah. And I say, you know what, guys? Get the fuck out of here. Go. Get the fuck off my property. I don't want you on my property anymore. I've been a judge would fucking hold you to that contract.
Or at least
Ideal Home Loans for your next
Ideal Home Loan. And I mean it. It's ideal because they listen, then they lend. What they do is they figure out what kind of a loan you need. You may not need to go back to 15 or 30. You can pick whatever term you want, still get the low rate. Right now, you may want to take out cash because rates are low. And if you do, you won't have a payment until March 2022. You may want to just lower your payment. Whatever it is, Ideal can accommodate you with their salary-based loan officers. They're not incentivized to put you in a bad loan. They want to put you in a loan that will relieve you. IdealHomeLoans.com. They can do the entire process remotely, online, on the phone, 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. OneClearChoiceGarageDoors.com. One Clear Choice Garage Doors has to be the best garage door company I've ever encountered. I've been using them for 8-9 years. I've had them come out and do, I've had 4 garage doors or 5 garage doors. I've had about 7 openers. Whatever you need, they have. Battery backup, Wi-Fi, interface, all of their prices fully disclosed on their website, OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987.
Hey, look, another pipe leak.
I thought...
Yes, sir. What?
So I hire someone to do my basement, and I pay him 100% up front. $20,000, whatever it is. And they come out, they start working on it, and I just go down there and say, fuck you, get out of here, you're fired, I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
If you fire him?
Just outright fire him, just fire him.
Yeah.
You're saying that contract that they signed and everything, I'm done with?
No, I'm not saying that. That guy, here's what he has choices. He could sue you for specific performance.
I already have the money, though, if I'm the contractor.
I know. He can sue you for specific performance, meaning you have to let him finish. Or he can keep whatever damages he has. He can't just keep it for shits and grins. There's always a price to pay. Now, it could be beyond the, I don't know how he's beyond the contract, but let's say he turned out 3 or 4 jobs, whatever. If there's a damage associated with that breach, because firing him could be a breach.
I'm just saying at this point, I think the homeowner's going to have to sue him for the money back.
I know.
This guy is right exactly what Doc said. I was going to do it. He fired me. Fuck him. I'm keeping
Well,
the money.
he did a lot more work. Remember, Steve said he did, Grego said he hardly did anything. Loudon gave me a list of what he did. It sounds about 1/3 of the work. Because he was there on 4 different occasions.
99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market.
He was there on the 1st, the 3rd, the 9th, and the 10th of November.
You go online and enter your address at orchard.com.
So I left another message for Mr. Loudon to call me back to straighten this out.
Or just curious what Orchard will pay for your home. Get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
Don't wait for a breakdown in freezing weather to replace that old furnace. Get a new Carrier furnace for half price when you have qualifying Carrier AC. Go with the experts you trust. Earning trust in Metro Dench for more than 20 years. Now with the Northern, serving Boulder, Longmont, and beyond. Founded on ethics and excellence. Make your own appointment online at plumlineservices.com. No phone call, no wait, no hassle. Plumlineservices.com. Service at home. Service at heart.
Psoriatic arthritis made my joints stiff, swollen, painful. Tremfya is approved for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Emerge Tremfya. Tremfya can help reduce joint symptoms at 24 weeks. Some patients reported less fatigue as assessed by survey 1 week prior. Individual results may vary.
Tremfya is taken by injection at weeks 0 and 4, and then every 8 weeks. Following the 2 starter doses, that's 6 doses a year. By prescription only, serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, shivers, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you have a vaccine or plan to.
Tremfya. Emerge Tremfya. To learn more, call 1-877-578-3527 or visit Tremfya.com and talk to your doctor about
Swingers
Tremfya.
from the
See our
straight
ad in
ways.
Health Magazine.
You definitely tell us from the clear mind.
Follow the Troubleshooter at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of Denver's talk stations on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now.
All right, come back soon. 11:10.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK.
Talk 713-8255. Okay, you really got my interest piqued here, Chris, with a vehicle assault we're going to get to. But I need to talk to a doctor right now because you've heard me talk about these gift cards, corescans.com, and we're having a tremendous response, thank God, because, so much is focused now on health, and, we're hearing a lot about COVID, as we should, because it's contagious, but heart disease puts more strain on our system than anything. Cardiovascular disease, which includes stroke. Every 36 seconds, someone dies from it, let alone all the people in intensive care and under doctor's care and hundreds of millions of dollars in medication. And that's all because of cardiovascular disease. A lot of people think, well, I don't have cardiovascular disease. I have no symptoms. That's why these doctors got together and formed a company to do core scans. That's C-O-R without the E, core scans. It's a scan, handheld ultrasound scan of the carotid artery. Now, that, by the way, 98% of the time or more, actually a little more, it's predictive of the rest of your circulatory system. And what these docs have aimed for in this technology, unlike previous attempts, is to find soft plaque. Dr. Luce, why soft plaque? Why do you guys look for soft plaque?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
We look for soft plaque because it's what kills you.
Huh. That's
so
plain and simple.
90%. Yeah, plain and simple. So, and 90% of the people listening to my voice now, you have soft plaque. It could be mild, it could be moderate, it could be severe, but 90% of the people that we scan, simple ultrasound, measures down to 1/1000th of a millimeter, and we find it. It's the most precise scan out there that I've seen, which
yeah, especially
captured my imagination.
Especially for $150. You said, I think you said to me when we were meeting one time, and I want you to talk about yourself, but first you said something about really heart disease, cardiovascular disease. You'd have to make it a choice now because there's a way out of it.
That's right. Yeah, you can, and that's what we say. Heart disease, it's your choice. What does that mean? Well, It means that you can diagnose it in 10 minutes with a simple scan, no needles. You don't have to see a doctor. Not scary. 10 minutes, and you can find plaque that's put down inside the wall of the artery, and also plaque that is in the lumen, which is the part of the artery where the blood flows. You can see it, and it's right there. And then in a couple of days, out comes this extremely precise report, tells you how much you got, how thick is it, and it's your starting point.
See, that's what's amazing to me is that you can find out what you have in a day or two. I mean, the scan takes less than 15 minutes, and then it's read, and all of that's included in a $150 price, which, I mean, what can you get done? Do you know MRIs cost, if you went to get an MRI self-pay, it's like $2,700, and that's without getting a radiologist to read it. This is $150 that can be predictive of the length of your life, and you can extend it. So, Dr. Luce, in your experience with the docs that you are partnered with on core scans, what percentage of your patients do you feel, or not feel, have shown to have cardiovascular disease?
90%.
And in those cases, did those patients take steps to reverse or stop it?
Well, we're a diagnostic company.
Right.
So, our deal is to come in and find out and be able to tell somebody, this is what you have. Then, of course, people, we hope, are going to go and take measures that is going to make the plaque go away. You can do things through medications that literally you can put, it's a safe bet in Vegas that the plaque is going to slowly over time disappear. It will go away. You can measure it. You do repeat scans, and you can watch the amount of plaque and the thickness of the plaque in the arterial wall lessen. I see it every single day. And then once in a while, you get people that have huge blockages, 80%, 85, 90% of a blockage
Holy
in
crap.
their carotid arteries. Yeah. And then that stuff that's more of a surgical correction, and that's an absolute life-saving event. People walking around, they don't know that they're sick. They have zero idea. And we don't know until we do the scan. And then it's like, wow. And it's very dramatic, and it's incredibly fulfilling. It's what you become a doctor to go and do. You save somebody's life. That's very acutely when you're saving somebody that way. Somebody else who's got a lot of plaque in there, you're going to save their life over time.
And what's amazing is it doesn't take a lot of time to do it.
To do the scan,
right?
You're talking about?
And
it's as one of my colleagues, I think he was on before, Dr. Terry Grossman.
Yes.
We look at each other and go, how did we ever practice medicine without having this scan? Every single adult in my practice, I really push them hard to go and get the scan done, because I don't know and they don't know. And guess what? Your cholesterol is not predictive. You can't rely on a cholesterol blood test to tell you that you do or do not have plaque. You can't rely on your athleticism and how in shape you are. You can't. I've got people with a cholesterol of 350 and they don't have any plaque. I've got people with a cholesterol of 170 and they've got huge plaque. And you measure this stuff, and then it gives you can extrapolate it out through mathematics and computers, and they'll tell you what your arterial age is based on the size of the plaque. So, somebody who is 70 can have very little plaque and have arteries that are the same as roughly a 30-year-old. Or I've had people who are 45 and they've got arteries of a 114-year-old.
Now, Dr. Luce, $150, this price is incredible. And I wanted to ask you something real quick now. Brag on yourself, because I want people to know the level of doctors we're dealing with. You went to school where?
I went to college at Dartmouth. I went to medical school at Harvard. I did an infectious disease fellowship at Yale.
So, and how many years experience? You're not a chicken. You're not a young chicken. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. I want my doctor to have some gray.
Yeah. Look, I went and got the scan done. I've had over 40 years, going on 45 years. I'm going to be 75. When I got my scan done like a year and a half ago, much to my surprise, and I was quite happy, my arteries were those of a 30-year-old.
Good. Mine were not.
But yours were not.
No. And by the way, as you know, because I went to you guys, that's why I started doing this. I said, how can anyone with my health profile have any plaque? And it was mostly heredity, but here's the bottom line. We stopped it and started reversing it. And that's what I love. That's the message I want to give to people. So I appreciate you helping us. Dr. Luce, I'm going to give out the information for Core Scans. And again, he is one of the genius doctors behind this. CoreScans.com, $150 can save a life. Do it as a gift. You can print it out, or you can send it in a card, or you can email it directly. CoreScans.com, 720-740-2663.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
Traffic on I-25 is moving quite well right now between 6th Avenue and C470.
See, I am just blown away by the scan. I'm blown away by it, Doc.
I-70, where we are seeing some slower traffic,
Doc,
especially westbound.
I'm blown away by these scans.
I'm going to get one.
The diagnostic tools we have right now are just incredible.
I'm going to get a scan while we're that week we're off.
Friday, a bit cooler with a high of 43 under mostly sunny skies. Currently, it's 46. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin. 6:30. Hey, how? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the.
About 10 seconds to your spots.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report, limitations apply.
And speaking of medical stuff, Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine. To say I love these guys is an understatement. I am out of pain because of these guys. You see, everyone I advertise with, I have firsthand knowledge with. ColoradoPainCare.com is one of them. 303-GOT-PAIN. The message is clear. If you have pain, that's what they work on, pain. They can help you get through pain. And Colorado Pain Care now is going to have a new integrated clinic in Lakewood combining their world-class physical therapy along with their clinic. So be looking for that right after January. 303-GOT-PAIN. Just for calling to make an appointment, you get a free stainless steel water bottle. Just tell them Tom told you to call. And you want to be out of pain like Tom. You don't have to say all that. But just tell them Tom told you. You get a free stainless steel water bottle. 303-GOT-PAIN. Be pain-free starting whenever you get that appointment. 303-GOT-PAIN. So I got an email from BlakeHarrisLaw.com, and he says, hey, Tom, a few people have asked about face-to-face meetings in their homes. He says, well, he, of course, can't go to everyone's home, but he can do Zoom and be right in your home, in your living room, right next to you. So if you want to set up a Zoom call, or a phone or a FaceTime, he'll do that with you. Of course he will. You can call and ask your questions first, and then if you want to hire him, he charges on a flat rate basis for whatever he does for you, and you'll know the price up front. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, the one I use for my estate plan. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
If you want fantastic pheasant hunting in Colorado, the only choice is Rocky Mountain Rooster. Since 1985,
You okay? Yeah. I'm just, yeah. I think that I'm on the other side of that sinus thing, but sinuses hold on to me, brother.
I've talked about Blue Sky CBD for quite some time. I've had great experience with these products. They just keep getting better and better. I know a lot of you, hundreds and hundreds of you, have tried it and feel the same way. And the feedback that you've been sharing through reviews is terrific. I've met with the owners, and they shared some interesting info on the latest batch of their Max Relief Balm and how they tested to 2,700 milligrams. It's basically a free extra 200 milligrams. And this stuff has been amazing for me with aches and pains. The more and more I learn about CBD, the more thankful I become for this relationship with Blue Sky CBD. Also, I wanted to let you know that if you've used promo code KHOW as a one-time code, please feel free to use promo code DAVE, my first name, for 30% off your next order. If you or somebody you know could
everything that you guys do with them.
Blue Sky CBD and their entire line of products. BlueSky-CBD.com. Once again, that's BlueSky-CBD.com.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally new pajamas, exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts for nearly 20 years. Sensuous, smooth, naturally new pajamas feel just like her own fair skin. She'll love slipping these on every night because the texture and touch of naturally nude pajamas is so soft and luxurious, they'll melt away her stress. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Check them out at Pajamagram.com. And right now, when you order today, you'll get a great deal. Free gift packaging. That means you don't have to wrap a thing. Get her naturally nude pajamas and get your free gift packaging today before this deal disappears. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
Hi, it's Mandy Carl. Join my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHOW every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you have nothing to lose.
Mark, guy told his friend to call merchants first, can't get a call back, wants to know if merchants first still exist. What information do you want to address with Corey from this guy? Just name and number, or okay.
Save on a new phone. That's pound 250 save.
Back in soon, about 5 seconds.
Simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See safe for details.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk. Chris, what is going on? This sounds crazy. And then Deputy Doc will go back to you about Severy Roofing and find out what their story is on why they took money and did not finish the job or anything close we can figure out. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, good morning, Tom.
Hey,
I've
man.
heard a lot of good things about your show. I figured I'd give you a call.
What's going on with you?
Well, I had an incident in late October at the Walmart over there in Evergreen.
Okay, what happened? What happened? Late
October. I had an RV that broke down. I had a special order part that actually arrived on, what was that, Saturday. And on the Sunday following that, I got a visit from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office on behalf of Walmart saying that I needed to get the RV off the property. Now, I didn't own it. I was in the process responsible for the repair and spoke with the assistant manager.
Now, Chris, hold on a sec, Chris. Were there other RVs in the parking lot?
Yeah, probably about three or four of them.
Were they there as long as you?
Oh, well, I have to admit, Asset Protection Department was pretty gracious. They knew that I had the part on order. So
okay, but what part, Chris, I understand you couldn't move it. What part did you have on order?
It was a water pump.
Okay. Now, so it did not look in disrepair, did it?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. Not at all. Actually, it was pretty clean. The owner actually takes pretty good care of it. Just had to get a special order part for it. It took forever to get it.
You said the owner, so hold on. You're not the owner.
No, I was just doing the repair.
Oh, you're doing the repair. Okay. So what happened then?
So me, the assistant manager, and Jefferson County deputy all made an agreement to have the RV off of the property by 8 p.m. And furthermore, I was threatened with a criminal trespass to me, even not being the owner, by the deputy if I did not remove the vehicle.
All right, where is the owner in all of this? Was the owner there?
No, actually they were in transit to come help me with the repair, and
How did it end up in Walmart? Did you park it there?
Oh, no, it was actually on its way back to the owner when it lost the water pump on 70.
So you were driving it back to the owner or someone else?
Yes, I was driving it back to the owner.
And so then you pulled over into Walmart, and that's why they're holding you responsible, because you're the one that parked it there. Okay, so you're parked, and where is this Walmart lot?
This is the Evergreen Walmart.
Okay, I got you.
But I asked, after it sat there for about a week, we had one of the people from Asset Protection suggest that I move over next to the auto center. So we did, and the part arrived. But anyway, I was threatened with a criminal trespass if I didn't have the RV off the lot by 8 p.m. that evening. So I complied. We actually had it off there by 7:30 or so, and we had a vehicle that was used for transportation, and parked it on the lot for about 5 minutes. And I actually, in order to save time...
All right, Chris, hold on. We'll hear the rest of the story. I'm not sure where we're going with it. You got the RV off the lot, but apparently you had a car there that you used. We'll talk about it coming up. Hang on. I'm Tom Martino. Stick around for more. 303-713-TALK. You
Followers to the auto repair business. Sheridan Auto Tech is just that place. In fact, there are two of them in Lakewood, on Colfax, just west of Bosworth, and in Aurora on Havana, just south of 6th Avenue. Sheridan Auto Tech, you can trust them. 303-455-7242. What else? Not only do you trust them, but you can know they have the experience and the knowledge to take care of it. I call him Uncle Kevin because he's so dependable. SheridanAutoTech.com, 303-455-7242.
Shop Mattress Firm's year-end sale and put an end to junk sleep. Save up to $500 when you get a ticket for the price of a queen or king for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying seating purchase up to a $4.99 value. Or shop top-selling brands and get up to 50% off select mattresses, like Sealy Queen mattresses starting at $224.99, or Serta Twin mattresses at $349.99. And shop with confidence thanks to our low price guarantee. Only at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
KRFX HD2 Denver. KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
Long COVID. There's a syndrome called long COVID.
There's also a syndrome called placebo.
Health experts say those who are unvaccinated run the greatest risk of hospitalization and death, with shots and boosters working to prevent severe illness. Dr. Anthony Fauci says the winter surge could come, but that Americans can still safely gather this holiday.
I think if we do it the way it's been done now, in other words, making sure, and when you travel, go to an airport, wear a mask. You have to wear a mask on a plane. If you and your family are vaccinated and boosted, hopefully, you should feel comfortable.
In Haiti, a police spokesperson says all remaining 12 hostages from a Christian missionary group abducted by a gang months ago have been released. No other details. In Kentucky, workers who made it out of the candle factory that collapsed when last week's tornadoes tore through have filed a lawsuit. Survivors claim their supervisors would not let them go home early. This is ABC News. A Baltimore policeman is on life support after getting shot sitting in a parked patrol vehicle earlier today. Emergency dispatch on broadcastify. What do you have away? We need to fight. The officer crashing while apparently trying to drive away. City Police Commissioner Michael Harrison.
At some point, a would-be shooter apparently walked up somewhere from the rear of the vehicle, alongside of the vehicle, and began firing into the vehicle, striking our officer.
Police searching for the suspect. New York Mayor-elect Eric Adams picking the Las Vegas chief of police to head the city's embattled correction department. Louis Molina is a former NYPD detective. As coronavirus cases surge again in the UK, another COVID setback. Queen Elizabeth canceling her traditional pre-Christmas family lunch at Windsor Castle next week. Rescues and evacuations in the Philippines with a powerful typhoon swamping villages and 121-mile-an-hour winds. ABC News.
With just one spray of Microban 24, your hard surfaces are sanitized for up to 24 hours. Touch after touch after touch.
6 hours from now?
Still sanitized.
12 hours?
Yep.
18 hours.
You're really doing this.
24 hours.
When used as directed, one spray of Microban keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria, touch after touch for, up to 24 hours.
Wow.
Microban 24, the sanitizer 4 out of 5 doctors would use in their own homes. So why aren't you? At CDW, we get new work environments to bring new distractions.
My kitchen is my new office. It's also home to our new family smoothie machine.
Well, CDW experts can pre-configure Dell Latitude 9000 series laptops with built-in AI. The firm's how users work to minimize disruptions.
Built-in AI.
Even when life gets messy.
What is it?
Built-in artificial intelligence.
Use what now?
A laptop.
No, why not? Why would you want that? You're too old school, bro.
I'm not too old.
You're way too old school, man.
I'm not way too old.
He's just old. Forget about the school part.
He's old.
Listen to Doc talk. Listen to Doc talk.
Madero told the court on Monday that he is not a murderer and he did not mean to hurt anyone. But the judge said his hands were tied because of mandatory state guidelines for sentencing in the case. 110 years in prison. But now people saying the commission are wondering if that sentence is simply too hard. The governor's office released a statement last night saying As we are aware of this issue, the Governor and his team reviewed each clemency application individually. Fox 31's Jim Ford. 4 people died when the truck Aguilera and Maderos were driving found in the stalled traffic on I-70 in Lakewood. Colorado, you're assessing damage and clearing debris after yesterday's extreme windstorm. 787 flights were canceled for delay at DIA. Nuggets lost to the Timberwolves last night at home. That's the latest.
Oh, these motherfuckers just takes forever.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. An accident on the west side of Along 85 southbound before Morrison Road is backing up traffic in the area to Turkey Creek Road, so just watch for that if you're heading up to the higher elevation. C470 in that area looking good, and your traffic on I-25 in pretty good shape right now. Some minor slowing northbound through downtown and southbound through the North Glen Thornton area. Fox 31 point weather mostly sunny, a high of 51, night low 20. And for Friday, a bit cooler with a high expected to be 43 under mostly sunny skies. Currently it's 48. With your impact, traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW. Hurry into Mattress Firm's year-end sale. Get a king bed for a queen price or a queen bed for a twin price. And save up to $500 on select mattresses from Series, Serta, Sleepy's, and more.
There he is, the one and inimitable.
Hey, George.
What's up, man?
You okay, George? You're not sleeping yet. What? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be on the air.
No, we're good for now.
Okay, then.
You usually have 6 minutes between top of the hour and when Tom starts talking.
Oh, okay.
Come on. God, I forgot my own fucking email. Can you believe that shit? Crazy shit there.
I'm waiting on you to get your name, then we'll know something's up.
That little dot your cat loves to chase around is possible because of some incredible technology. Listen to Tech Talk on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a point mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person. But superheroes count her. Everyone knows who Gabrielle was. I still call her Helen.
Your hero needs you now. And AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP.
What's going on, George? You all ready for your party?
No. Gotta go start after this. We're gonna go work on the PowerPoint. Get ready to. Got any ideas?
It's always fun.
It'll be fun. I have a lot of it here in my head. I just don't got it on PowerPoint yet. I'll mark it at dance contest. That'll be fun.
On PowerPoint?
Not still on stage. I might have to dance. Yeah?
Yeah, he'll make you laugh.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What's going on in your life this hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. Yep. If you have plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drain issues, you can call them. It just takes $39 to get them to diagnose anything, no matter how long it takes. And then they credit you that if you have the work done. And it is told you up front the price. Now, listen, speaking of Fix It, George is here, the owner. I've known him for years. He's here to say hi and also to talk about stuff. What's the main thing you want to talk about? What's going on in the field? I always ask people in their respective fields what's going on. Like, that includes supplies, all of that crap, wait times, the business, what's going on?
The same thing as I believe every industry, Tom. I mean, You know,
what's going on? I mean, do you have
inflation, prices? I mean,
are prices going to increase?
They have.
In everything,
and they're, you know, we go through negotiations every year, right? We're usually able to keep it flat, but it's not I mean, the biggest in the country. I mean, you're talking billion-dollar companies aren't. The manufacturers are saying nope, straight. We have to. We have no choice.
When will consumers start feeling those price increases?
It's already happened. You know, the rest of our stock will probably be gone, I'd say, by, if not the end of the year, the first half of January, before we have to raise prices. We've been watching our competitors. Most of them already have, if not all of them.
So you're going to wait
as long as we can.
You're going to wait till you run out of the current stock, and then when you start reordering?
We'll have to, yeah.
And so in the future, next year, can people look forward to, from everyone across the board, when it comes to, let's say, water heaters, furnaces, air conditioning, all of that, what, 20%, 10%, 30%, what?
Anywhere from 10 to some people are over 40%.
Some units are over 40?
Yeah. I mean, some people, I said, like a smaller. So it's all supply and demand, right? So
you mean? So what do you mean? Some companies can't absorb. You mean some
manufacturers are going to smaller companies that only bring them so much business and
raising it more,
40 to 60%. Yeah.
So the more you buy, the less you have to mark up. I mean, the less they mark. The manufacturer is raising.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell you, I will have the smallest increase. And we're still pushing. I mean, we just added a location in Dallas, and I was able to get them to hold it flat. So I might be able to push that here. I'm trying. But
so
it's a real thing.
Is it going to let up? I mean, or are we talking about a permanent situation? I mean, what are we looking at with everything? What are you seeing?
So the call I was just on before I came on here, someone was saying they're going to send me the report. I'll send it to you. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently there's a pretty well-known economist that is saying inflation is going to be over 7%. It's going to go all the way through next year and likely through 23. And then if things don't correct, there'll be a recession. So, you know, that's the expectation across the board. I mean, this is the whole world, right? So milk, I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Gas,
everything. 303-713-8255. As predicted, I didn't have anyone with an explanation as to why our freedom of speech is being curtailed to support a particular narrative. I just wanted to know if they had any ideas. And I'm serious. Or if you like the trend. Here's what I'm saying. I believe I'm vaccinated and boosted. I'm not going to tell you need to be. You do what you want. I believe in freedom. I believe there's a cost to freedom. I believe COVID is serious. I believe the variants are less serious, but still, can put a taxing on the system. Look, it's not a walk in the park. There's something there. We got to deal with it. But what I don't understand is why credible doctors who normally can prescribe what they want for their patients and even compound certain prescriptions, compounding pharmacies would take orders from doctors on anything they want to compound. Doctors can put together various things for patients with various problems. Off-label, it doesn't matter. They have the authority to do it without FDA approval. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they can. They can compound stuff that works for them. Now, the only thing I want to ask is this. We have one doctor, a credible doctor, in fact, one of the main inventors of the RNA vaccine therapy. That's right, one of the main inventors. This doctor is not allowed to post anything on YouTube, nor can he have any articles published on some virus treatments he came up with. He compounded certain things to deal with the virus. These are known drugs approved by the FDA, but off-label. Off-label means it's approved for one thing, but doctors have found it good for something else. By the way, off-label use of drugs is nothing new. It's been going on for years. But now, Dr. Robert Malone is censored from all social media, and he is censored from all professional publications, scientific journals. Why? Because he's not supporting the narrative. Does that bother you? Wouldn't you like to have a free exchange of ideas on treating COVID, fighting COVID? Now, sure, we're going to have your nuts here and there. You can't stop it. But who's to say who's a nut? Who makes up your mind? You do, right? No. There's a committee at YouTube and Facebook that do it. And by the way, you think they're a committee of scientists? Oh, no, they're not. They're influencers. They get together and they consult with Facebook or YouTube on what to allow and what not to allow. So you only get to see what they want you to see. And by the way, some of it's pure crap you can see. I mean, sure, you can see all of that. But not a free exchange of ideas. Does that bother anyone within earshot, for God's sakes? It used to be we would see anything and throw out the crap, right? We know what to throw out. In fact, one famous constitutional lawyer told me one time, freedom of speech, freedom of expression was made not for chocolate chip recipes. It was made for controversial things and diversity of thought. It was made so thought was not shut down. But now our thoughts are being shut down. We are being controlled on what we see when it comes to COVID. And I'm not here telling you COVID's nothing, it's a conspiracy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's more than one way to skin a cat. You boost your immunity, you lose some weight, you get vaccinated, you maybe have treatment if you have symptoms other than what the establishment is telling you, but that's never going to be allowed. We have entered a stage in our country where there is government control, unelected officials make decisions for you, and social media is in league with the government to support their narrative. If that narrative is progressive. That's life. And I'm not speaking as a conservative or a liberal. I'm telling you the way it is right now. Social media, high tech, and the government now are lockstep and only letting you see what they want you to see, only letting you hear what they want you to hear. Now, people do get to see and hear other things, but it's not through the main channels. Not anymore. Private email, maybe they get away with a post before it's removed. But people, you got to wake up. I mean, you really got to wake up. I mean, I was telling you this years ago. Wake up about all kinds of stuff. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I swear to God, the roles of liberals and conservatives over the last 30 years have completely swapped. Completely. You go back and look. They've completely swapped. And I think they're somewhere in the middle. We got some truth there. But would you help me understand why narratives are being controlled? Maybe you like it. Maybe you like it. Maybe you want everyone to think exactly the same and not have an opportunity on their own to accept or reject ideas. Maybe that's the way it's going to be from now on. We got more coming up.
Yeah, I want to. I mean, I don't want to go along with what you said.
I don't want to get you wrapped up in controversy. But
no, like, it's just fact. Me and my wife both had COVID.
I'm going to fill in that 30.
She was on day 12. I was on day 7. We finally figured out how to get hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin and Z-Pack in 2 hours. 2 hours. We were both done. Better. Gone. Both of us. Not just one of us. 2 of us. Nobody's ever died from taking hydroxychloroquine. Nobody.
Hey, let's talk. Let's talk about a drinking fountain where you don't buy bottled water ever again. Triple filter, reverse osmosis, and it runs by the energy of the water flowing through it. No electricity. installed by master plumbers. You can do it. And it's called waterpros.net. Under $1,000 fully installed. And then you forget about bottled water from there on out. If you want a whole house system for water softening, it's under $2,000 fully installed. Waterpros.net. Now let's talk about something else near and dear to my heart and pocketbook. And that is a reverse loan, because I've seen it help seniors. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to take a bunch of money out of your equity, but it's there if you need it. You can get a line of credit, or you can get monthly payments if you want. I want you to go to Approval Reverse Mortgage and find out more about reverse loans. It's a way to extract equity from your home if you're 62 or older to live on it. You never have to pay it back, and you'll never be upside down in your house, ever. And in most cases, the house appreciates beyond the loan balance. But your people, your estate, you will never be left with a deficiency. 303-771-3528. 303-771-3528. Hey, Harris Family Law is a law firm that I recommend to people if they need family lawyers. Now listen, I hope you never need them. But it's great. Harris Family Law, it's Rich and Lisa Harris. They got together with one thing in mind. Let's turn down the temperature and the conflict and keep the prices down. They do that through something called collaborative law. They negotiate with the other side and say, look, let's do this, this, and this. Let's not file motions. Let's talk everything out. And they've been very successful at this. They also can do any part of your divorce, the whole thing or any part of it. Why don't you call them? And I hope they really help you through a very troubled time, like they've helped many of my friends. 303-515-5000. 303-515-5000.
Hey, Colorado friends. Are your missing or failing teeth holding?
Are you done with mine too? I was on the phone.
No.
Okay, I didn't think you were, but I was like, oh, I'll make sure. How you doing, George?
Good, how are you?
Good, good, good.
All right, that's oh, found a dime, heads up.
You still having trouble finding people, George?
We're getting better at it. But yeah, I mean, I don't see that problem changing much. It's an interesting world.
So, I put new spark plugs in that old airplane. And, well, it's not an old, it's a restored airplane. Hung like a freaking kid. Oh my God, these spark plugs make a difference.
This will be Colorado's largest gun show ever, with over 800 vendors selling new and hard-to-find used firearms, home protection handguns, ammo, stun guns, knives, and so much more. Such good deals, you'll feel like Santa Claus. Tanner Gun Show tickets are available at the door or online at tannergunshow.com.
Dell Technologies end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
The Sharpest Rise in Englewood wants to keep you safe and worry-free during these times, which is why they are making car buying easier than ever right from your home. You can pick out your car right from the Sharpest Rise website, get credit approved, finance, and they will literally drive your new car right to your front door. It's that easy. The Sharpest Rise is the #1 internet car dealer in Colorado, and you can shop over 1,000
cars, trucks, and SUVs today at thesharpestrides.com. They have cars under $10,000 and even 2020 models, so get shopping today at thesharpestrides.com.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Explore dozens of habitats with live animals and discover how they've adapted to survive by slowing down. Visit dmns.org for more info.
That sucks. That happy birthday song sucks. I wanted a conventional happy birthday song for George. I'm sorry. I don't even... This is a happy birthday song? No, it's okay. George, what, you're 30 now?
Yeah, still 39 and holding.
All right.
So George had a birthday, was it yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
Yesterday it was, that's right. Yesterday. And we tried to get him on the air yesterday, but you didn't answer it, by the way. We tried to get you on because we wanted to play the real song, not that, but the one that Ants found. But it's okay, Ants. I gave it a try. I was expecting to come back here and yeah, but it's okay. Gene, you have a what? Let me hear it.
Happy birthday to you.
And Mark, you said you're a good dancer. Let's see it.
I never.
Oh, I can do it.
I've never heard this song before.
Really?
Never heard this before. No, I haven't.
My
really,
goodness.
Truly. Is it a fan? What?
Doesn't sound like a
I've
birthday
never
song.
heard that before, ever. Hey, Gene.
Happy birthday
Gene,
to you.
you have a comment?
That's that one.
Yes, I do.
What is it, Gene?
So this COVID situation,
Yes.
the only way they're able to run the narrative the way they are is by separating the public. I went to a little Christmas party last weekend with a bunch of liberal folks. We all got along just fine. If people can start getting back together,
That's right.
we'll bust this narrative down.
Yeah.
Until then, I don't see much of a chance. If we go back into an ancient book and look at what is happening, this book has told every world event since about 700 BC.
Without getting into predictions, I just wanted to pick up on what you said, because what you said is very important, Gene. You're right. When people get together, and I've always said this, if you get 50 people who say they're liberal and 50 people who say they're conservative, and they sit and they don't watch CNN and Fox, or not while they're together, and they sit there and talk about world events and things, I'll bet you a lot of they will be in agreement with more things than you imagine. Nobody wants crime. Nobody wants runaway inflation. No one wants hate. No one wants racism. Not real thinking people. I mean, there's no one who says, oh, we're white and we're great and we're better, or we're black and no one else matters. No, it doesn't. No one says that. Not when you talk to people. Not when you talk to people. And people, I don't know. You know, I really believe what the media has become, they're charlatans, they're showmen. They stand up on a soapbox and shout something outrageous for you to get pissed off. That's what they do. And then they hope you watch more, the more pissed off you get. It's just ridiculous. Now, Chris, I did not forget about you. Chris said he's a repair, a maintenance guy on this RV. He was taking it back to the owner, and the water pump blew, or the fuel pump, whatever. He had to pull over into a Walmart. He went to a Walmart in Evergreen. He pulled over. And they told him, hey, man, you've been here a week. Got to get out of here by tonight. He said, the part just came in. I'll get it out. So basically, you removed it by that night, by their deadline. What went wrong?
That's right.
What went wrong?
What went wrong was they had VIP towing and recovery on the property about 7:45.
they went over and hooked this vehicle that was used for transportation. The owner's name's Andy.
So let me get this straight. Hold on, Chris. They told you to get the RV off the lot. You drove a car there and took the RV off the lot.
Yeah, we had to pull it with a Toyota 4Runner.
But what car did they okay, what car did they tow?
The 4Runner.
But you said the 4Runner is what... Okay. Was this an RV self-propelled or was it a trailer?
No, it was an RV. It was just not running, and it was pulled off the lot with the 4Runner. So we went back to pick up my pickup off the lot, which I graciously parked across the way, get it off the property prior to the time agreed. And, they had a tow truck there previous to our agreed time.
All right. So you came with two vehicles. One you drove there and one to pull the RV.
That's right.
And the one that you drove there in, you left parked there while you moved the RV.
That's right.
And then they had a tow truck come and get it.
Yeah, they had a tow truck come get the one that was used to pull the RV, and my pickup was sitting there, so I had to remove that, obviously, because it was my transportation. But regardless...
But wait a minute. This doesn't make sense. You're not making sense to me. Let me get it straight. If you came with a vehicle to pull the RV, and you're hooking up the RV, when do they have a chance to tow that vehicle?
No, I have my personal vehicle there, and the other vehicle, the 4Runner, was used to pull the RV.
Was the 4Runner already there?
Yes, it was there. It was parked. It wasn't parked in the lot for maybe 5 minutes. And
here's what I'm asking. Who brought the 4Runner to that lot?
The owner, Angela.
Okay, the owner of the RV.
Yes.
And who brought you brought your truck, he brought that truck, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
He brings the 4Runner, you bring your truck. Now, tell me how, when you both have vehicles there and you're hooking up the RV, how do they tow one of them?
You know, it wasn't, her 4Runner was sitting there for about 5 minutes because she was sitting across the street with the RV. And, I had to go and remove my pickup from the property. So I pulled it across the street to the Home Depot, parked it there, literally walked across the street. 3 minutes later, and a tow truck came around the front of the building, went over and hooked to her 4Runner. And in the process of trying to leave the lot, I stepped in front of this.
But here's what I don't understand. If the owner had his 4Runner there, and he's in the 4Runner, and you're in your pickup, why would they tow someone sitting in their vehicle?
No, nobody was sitting in the 4Runner. That's what I'm saying.
How did the 4Runner get there?
We moved it there.
When did you move it there?
Not even 5 minutes.
Okay, who moved it there? This is like a joke. This is really like a comedy skit. Who moved it there? The owner. Did the owner sit in it, or did he leave with you to go get your truck? Where was the owner of the 4Runner?
Okay, the owner with the 4Runner was sitting with the RV that we just towed across the street. I had to literally get in.
You towed the 4Runner across. You towed the RV across the street with the 4Runner.
Yes, that's correct.
And then why did the 4Runner go back to Walmart?
So I could move my pickup off the Walmart property.
So the owner drove you over in the 4Runner to get your truck.
No, I did. I drove myself over, parked it there, because I'd be returning to...
But then you always left. So in other words, you drove a vehicle over there and left it there so you could get a vehicle off of there. It makes no sense. Where was the owner? Where was the owner of that 4Runner? Why didn't he drop you off?
I had the keys to it. I drove it over there.
Where was the owner of the 4Runner?
With the RV that was just pulled off the lot.
Okay, did it occur to you that after all this animosity with Walmart, that driving a 4Runner over where you just pulled out an RV that they were threatening to tow and leaving it there and picking up your truck, did it occur to you that this would cause a problem?
No, because it was prior to the 8 p.m. agreed time. That's what I was going by. I was going by the deadline.
And who called the tow truck?
I believe the night management did. I've spoken with the store manager, who still has not returned my call as promised. And they're turning the other cheek. They're not being very cooperative at all. There's CDORA and PUC I've contacted.
Well, they didn't do anything wrong. Chris, it's an unfortunate circumstance. It really is. But they did not do anything wrong.
Well, they breached their agreement for one.
Well,
and
there was no agreement to leave a 4Runner there. There was an agreement.
No.
There was an agreement to get the RV off of there. You got the RV off of there, but then they look over and there's another truck there.
Well, I had to remove my vehicle, Tom. I mean,
all right, I can't do this anymore. Susan, I want to help him, but Susan, I can't. There's nothing we can do.
I got a question for you, Guy.
How
long was the 4Runner on that lot? All
not
total.
Even 5 minutes.
Okay.
Not even 5
Had the
minutes.
4Runner ever been on the lot before?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it was there for 5 minutes.
Okay.
It takes way more than 5 minutes for him to move his truck over to the
street.
Look, it would take more than 5 minutes to get in your truck, start it, move it over to across the street to a Home Depot. I'm sorry, it would take more than 5 minutes. So what did Walmart say? Why did they say they towed it?
Well, they didn't say really anything. They haven't really explained themselves on the situation.
Okay. Here's some reality. I'm going to give you a reality check. And Chris, really, I hate for you to be introduced to my show this way because you're going to think I'm a prick, and I'm going to tell you something.
No,
I'm going to tell you.
Here's
reality, Chris. You better go, or that owner better go and bail that truck out because calling the PUC and complaining, it's not going to work. Okay, maybe the guy was laying low for you. You gave him every opportunity. You left the vehicle there, and they saw you do it, and they towed it.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW. An iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply.
Watch for a stalled vehicle southbound I-25 between 104th and the Thornton Parkway. The two right lanes are blocked with that situation, and it's got you slow all the way back to 120th Avenue. Once you get past the Thornton Parkway, things improve. Your drive-through downtown on I-25 looking good, as does your drive through the Tech Center. No reported problems on C-470, but there is a crash west of C-470 on 285 before Colorado 8. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a high of 51 today, tonight's low 20, and a bit cooler tomorrow with a high of 43, mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Currently it's 50. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Murdoch's Country Christmas Sale is going on now. Save on gifts like a new pair of boots, a rugged tool set, or durable pet toys for the four-legged family member. Still can't decide? There's always a Murdoch's gift card. Hurry in. Sale ends soon.
All right, we had these guys
on the show yesterday, and they did a great job because we had a good response. What that means is people are learning about this investment where you can overfund life insurance and build a tax-free savings account on purpose. You don't buy a lot of life insurance, just enough to make it legal. And then you use that money through your life and then pay it back and do it until retirement. They also have an annuity with guaranteed income for life that you contribute to until you're retired, and then it starts paying you. Either one, you can find out more, mymoneymyway.com or becomethebanker.org. Chances are, if you call for a restoration company after a fire, a flood, maybe you discovered a tenant who is brewing meth or cooking meth, or you have some kind of other disaster at your property, if you call a restoration company, chances are you're going to get ripped off. It's unfortunate. It's a terrible industry. They come in and they look for ways to rip you off. That's why I make it a point to recommend American Restoration, 8337-AM REST. American Restoration, 8337-AM-REST. Fire, flood, mold, crime, unattended death, meth, asbestos. They have all the certifications. They can remediate flood damage within hours. They can do safe removal and remediation of mold and toxic substances. They have all the latest technology. And as I said, years of experience with the certifications. Turnkey solutions, too. They can even help you rebuild. They'll do as little or as much as you want them to do. That's amrest247.com.
This holiday season, give your
Tom, two things. Mark set up with Jay Brett to call in over the wind damage yesterday, so just want to be sure we're on the same page on that. So I just have to tell you, on that caller, Chris, with the Walmart deal, it has fallen on ignorant deaf ears. Here are all the ignorant deaf ears. Walmart Supercenter with Walmart Customer Care, Walmart Ethics, CDORA, CPUC, Jeffco Sheriff's Internal Affairs.
What are they fucking calling about? What are these agencies what are they supposed to do?
Exactly. I'm just letting you know, like.
Oh my God.
Like,
I'm
he
done
has
with it,
reached
by the
out.
way.
You're done.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
There's nothing we can do.
No, but there's
Okay.
nothing we can do about it. He left it there for them to tow. He walked right into their.
All right.
After they're warning him to get rid of the camera, he gets rid of it and leaves the 4Runner there. They probably had that tow truck there to tow that RV the minute it hit 8.
Mm-hmm. Since he swapped them out, they just burned it.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new.
Rather than waste my time, I tell people when
low rate of 2.375 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing.
He wanted to address the fact that he was assaulted by the tow truck driver and he pepper sprayed him. Do you want to address that on the air, or are you done?
No, I can address that.
He stood in front of the tow truck. That's what he.
And before the deadline, he said, whatever that means. But
He stood in
He was
front of the
supposed to
tow
be
truck.
gone at 8 o'clock, and it wasn't 8 o'clock.
Biggest no-brainer in the history of
No,
call us at
I'll keep him.
844-425-3669.
Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster
Who's on
year.
first,
So
huh?
spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all. With soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas, exclusively from Pajamagram, America's PJ experts for nearly 20 years. Sensuous, smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her
I
own
think
bare skin.
people are
Slipping these on
talked
every
out.
night because the texture and touch of naturally nude
I think
pajamas is so soft and luxurious.
People are
that
talked
melts
out.
away
I
your
think
stress.
they're done.
She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all. And
He was COVID.
they look. Check them out at pajamagram.com. And right now, when you order
Yeah,
today,
these guys are begging for some rock'em sock'em
that means you don't have to
calls.
get her naturally nude pajamas.
Suggest them call with some rock'em sock'em subjects.
Before this deal disappears, just go to pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's pajamagram.com.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of products. You know, there's a lot of ways to protect your home. You could dig a moat. You could bubble wrap it. Or you could train a pack of wolves to protect it. But the best way is with the Flex Seal family of products. So when you need a patch, fast, get the Flex Seal family of products. Available at flexsealproducts.com and fine retailers.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. George, someone emailed me. Actually, they texted me. You can text the show. Text Tom to 57739. Their pilot light keeps going out in this wind. Now, how many furnaces still have pilot lights? It could be their water heater. I don't know. Aren't they most of them nowadays electronic ignition, right? Or do they have pilots?
Right. No, most are electronic.
Now, so it's an older one, right?
Yeah.
So I want to take an amateur's guess. They're getting that back puffing down the flue, aren't they?
Right. And I don't know. I don't think there's anything you can do about it.
I think that there's bonnets that their top blew up. Don't they have those? I'm going to ask Jay here, Jay Bretts. Jay with Excel Roofing. Jay, you know those flues on the roof? Don't they have something that can prevent back draft?
Backdrafting is what we call it, Tom. And there's a couple things you can do. If that pipe stack is below the ridge line, you're going to get air blowing down into it even worse. So number one, you want to make sure that that pipe is the highest point on the roof. And so if you still have a problem, and there's people that live up in the foothills and like Coal Creek Canyon, and the wind just howls, and you don't want it backdrafting, even if it's not blowing out that pilot light. But they have these hats. I call it a hat. They have the cap that goes on top of the,
right. That's
the
what I was
furnace
talking about.
exhaust.
Yeah.
But check it out. This cap, it almost looks like a Darth Vader hat, and it's on a swivel, and it points into the wind. And the part that's pointing into the wind is closed, and then the part that's to backside is to the other side of the wind. It's open, and so this naturally causes the wind to not be able to blow into it.
Okay.
I don't know what the technical name of that. It's a high wind cap, is what it is. And yes, they're available, and they work good.
Oh, that's good. And now that's for plumbing venting too, right? That's for any kind of vent, right?
You could do that on a furnace, a water heater, anything you wanted to do. Yes.
And plumbing venting is something we don't often talk about. And I just want to ask something. George, a lot of times when people have drain problems, couldn't it be as simple as a plumbing vent? Have you ever found like a dead squirrel or something in a plumbing vent? Is that something where that can cause problems?
It can. It's not common.
It's not? Okay, so by the way, while you're on, Jay, we had a guy call and said he was missing some roof shingles from the wind.
Yep.
Okay, but we had another guy call and said it doesn't matter if you're missing roof shingles. You can still have roof damage. Now, he called it breaking the seal. What is that?
What that means, breaking the seal, is the shingles come from the manufacturer with a strip of tar on them. When the shingles heat up, it melts the tar, and that's what seals the roof down. If that seal is broken, and especially if dust blows under the shingles will never seal down properly.
So does that warrant repair or replacement?
I would say it's one of those problems that if you're not losing shingles, I wouldn't worry about it if you're in the Denver metro area. If you're out on the plains, if you're in Bennett or Lyman, and you can see shingles that are flapping, yeah, I think that they should be addressed before they rip off, because in those areas, it's only going to be a matter of time.
So what do you do if you don't have missing shingles and you've just gone through a windstorm? Do you call a roofer?
No, you shouldn't call a roofer if you're not missing shingles. Missing shingles, it's so easy to see. You can see the spots.
No, but what I'm asking you is, though, isn't it possible that the seals have been broken, or they'll never seal again, but they're not blown off?
If somebody goes outside during high winds and they see those shingles flapping, yes, they should call a roofer and have the roofer come out and take a look. And there's two remedies. You could either just replace all those shingles, which would be that would be a costly repair, or it's possible to seal them down. Sealing them down with tar, that can be a very labor-intensive deal, and I don't like it because I've seen very messy jobs when people try to seal them down with tar.
All right, and Excel Roofing, by the way, on our referral list, referrallist.com, 303-761-6400.
Jay, you still there?
Yeah, we have to take a break, though.
Let's go.
If you have a question for him. And then we have Fix It 24/7 in the house. And then Chris, who said that his that one 4Runner was towed from Walmart unjustly, and they were, he was trying to comply, and he said there were more issues I didn't get to. So, and by the way, if you have a problem, pressure play 303-713-TALK.
Report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Blew off his roof.
Overall, it's a good drive.
The little square, the little grill, the little grate, or the little bits, the little exhaust vents. Okay. You have several of them. His literally blew all of them. Just one of them. Blew off. Now he's got a hole in his roof, 8 inches across, sitting right at the top.
Oh, the attic.
Yeah, attic. Yeah, it just blew off. It was in my yard. I'm like, dang. Yeah.
A lot of street signs.
I'm wondering, does he need a roof or a chimney?
Did you have bad winds where you were?
The Denver Museum of Nature and Science proudly presents its newest exhibit, Survival of the Slowest. Explore dozens of habitats with how they've adapted to survive by slowing down. Visit dmns.org for more info.
For $150, as we talked about earlier, you can save a life, possibly one of someone you love. Give this gift. It's now a gift card you can do for $150. You can go online, print it out right now. Or you can email it to someone. If you print it out, you could put it in a card. Whatever you want. Corescans.com without the E. Core, C-O-R, corescans.com. It's a scan of the carotid artery. You sit in a regular, like a dental chair. You don't have to take off clothes. It's less than 15 minutes, non-invasive, pain-free, and it's the most accurate, low-cost diagnostic method available for diagnosing soft plaque. That's what they're concentrating on for heart disease and risk of stroke. The best news is that you can do something about it if they do find it. You can reverse it. You can freeze it. And I don't mean literally freeze. You can stop it in its tracks. Denver and Boulder, corescans.com, 720-740-2663. The Art of Granite will give you a price on the phone right now if you're looking to do any kind of kitchen countertop. What they do is they charge wholesale for all materials. They tear out and haul away free. And they do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. You can have your countertops done and know the price, close price, before they even come. So you can decide if you want to have it done and when. Call the Art of Granite. Tell them what you have in mind. TheArtofGranite.com, 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919.
iHeart.
All right. You might want to update it to go through December if you can. The check. I don't know what month you went through.
Also a visual podcast. Watch on the iHeart Radio app and experience eye-popping illustrations that bring the story to life.
All right, cool. I will. I'll see you next week. We'll get everything settled, and I'll text you this number right now.
Bye. And no wonder, it's a new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. It takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
This is Brent Iverson. Credit card balances won't be the only thing going up in the new year. Rates won't
Is there a show Saturday or anything, George?
Yeah, it's a presentation.
Is it you guys or the place? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so cocktail party, which would be cool for you guys to just interact with people. It's an hour, it's like a cocktail hour.
What time does the cocktail hour start?
Yeah, I have Suzanne handle those kind of details.
I have a son.
And then dinner, I assume.
Yeah, just like a buffet.
No,
Like a buffet, right? Like you did last year, right?
no, I didn't do one last year. Last year,
Oh,
last year's the first year of my whole career we didn't do one.
The year before.
Yeah, they're gonna have us in 2 rooms last year.
Did they do that the year before? Are they requiring masks?
Last year.
Are they requiring masks?
Yeah, but they're not the police.
In your room?
I made sure of that. They're not the police. So therefore, yeah. Yes,
but the whole hotel is requiring, right?
It's like Raiders Stadium.
But for our party, like our,
I know.
they're not.
You have a room there, right?
There won't be, yeah,
there's a party like we did last, so we won't have.
That place is massive, man. Last time we spent the night there, we walked around it. It's just, God, it's huge. Huge. Yeah. So our last Christmas party was there. Yeah. We were out of town, I remember.
Hello, this is Can Beer from Centennial.
We had
higher taxes or
5 to 6 cocktail party, 7 to 8 dinner.
At 303-584-1167.
So the presentation starts today. Mark Stancock,
8:45, 9.
After second cocktail hour.
Well, yeah, because that's during dinner.
We, so we're seeing Metallica.
He said after a second cocktail hour. I said, yeah, that's during dinner.
I got box seats.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Chris, real quick here. You let's forget about the towing incident, but the guy towed it. You disagreed with it, but how did that turn into a scuffle where he assaulted you?
Well, I was standing in front of his truck telling him to drop the vehicle because he was still on the property, and he ran into me with his truck twice.
Did he hold on, did he start rolling really slow? Is that what you mean? Or did he truly run into you like a bump, like a vehicular assault?
He hit the gas. He hit the gas and bumped into me twice.
Okay, so did you call a doctor? Do you have injuries? I know if somebody hit the gas and ran into me with a truck, it would cause an injury.
That's right. That's right. Fortunately, my arms have been sore since then, so yes, I might have an injury.
Chris, what
Yeah.
about pepper spray, I hear? What happened there?
Well, I was opening the door to get my sleeve uncaught from the side of the mirror. After he got
You were opening his door to drag him out of the cockpit. Come on, man.
No. Oh, I don't. No, I did not do that.
You were innocent, just standing there. He ran into you, and then somehow you started opening his door to get your.
No. I opened the door to the 4Runner that was being towed.
Oh yeah, and you mean they were towing as they were towing it?
Well, I was going around to the left side. He got out of the truck and started coming after me. I went over to the left side of the 4Runner and was holding onto the side of the mirror, and my sleeve got caught on the mirror. And he allowed a female that was.
Do you think you did anything wrong at all, Chris? Anything at all?
Besides
confronting him.
Well, I had the right to do that considering he was still on the property. And Colorado state law reads that if you catch him on the property towing your car and you request to be dropped, they're supposed to be dropping it. But he ignored that completely. Actually, he lied to law enforcement too. So after he lied to law enforcement, I knew it was pretty much lost.
But they're supposed to drop it and charge you.
Yes, drop charge. That's correct. He ignored all of it.
Now that you do have a complaint there, were there?
Oh, good.
Were there any other witnesses?
Yeah, I have 3 witnesses to the incident, and he completely ignored all of it on top of, lying to law enforcement about the entire incident. He said he was off the property. Actually, I got the dispatch to tell me that, he called at 7:51 p.m., so all this is prior to 8 o'clock.
That part doesn't matter, Chris. That's a different vehicle. It's not. You had no agreement. That's totally off the table. What you need to do is concentrate on one thing alone. You asked for it to be dropped to pay the drop fee, and he wouldn't do it.
That's right. That's correct.
Now, the way you do that, the way I would do that, is I would go bail the car out, then I would sue them for the difference. That's what I would do in small claims court, and I would bring my witnesses who said, hey, I heard him ask while he was on the property to drop it. The tow truck driver refused to drop it, and then you have your witnesses, and that's what you do. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Because you have your witnesses, you have the law, and there is a law that says they have to grant you that request if it's when they hook it up, not when they're off the property. But if you catch them, you can tell them, you're willing to pay the drop fee. I don't know if you did. The driver might say he never offered to pay the drop fee. He just wanted me to let it go, blah, blah, blah. It's going to get into a pissing match. But listen, that's what small claims court's all about. I'm Tom Martino. We have Fix It 24/7 in the house, fixmyhome.com. You have any question on plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And then I want to go over some interesting economic high points that George pointed out to us about economic growth and about Colorado's place in it all. Coming up, I'm Tom Martino. Stick around.
Where'd you get those? What? Where'd you get these highlights?
People in New York are being arrested trying to eat at Applebee's without their back pass.
Our brothers eating there. She got it from. That'd be kind of crazy.
Now, of course, you can
that's true.
Wear and stuff like that.
Well, do you believe? Let's see, who said that? Do you believe AG?
Don't know it.
Well, AG is AG. In YouTube, A space G.
I'd be shocked if they're actually getting arrested.
People in New York City arrested for trying to eat at Applebee's without a vaccine pass.
Where was this?
NYC.
They were arrested.
That's what this guy says.
It's okay if they shoplift.
That's California. We're talking New York.
No, you can shoplift in New York.
Oh, you can shoplift in New York?
New York and Los Angeles.
It says it right here. 4 people arrested. I bet there's more to it.
Well, Los Angeles City, they're rescinding that. They're about to start jacking up. I don't look silly.
This says they were arrested during the protest. This is a roast. People robbing people. Broad daylight while they're having lunch.
I know.
Vaccinations are now averaging about 1 million a day. That's up due to growing concerns over Omicron and Delta still driving cases higher. Dr. Anthony Fauci says Omicron
They were 4 people protesting.
Strain in the new year.
It has an extraordinary ability to transmit efficiently and spread.
Suze, I remember when he loved those riblets. Used to drag me up in there too.
Received at least 1 dose of the required COVID-19 vaccine. President Biden at the White House today signing 2 bills. A critical measure raising the debt ceiling to keep the government from defaulting, and a measure award 3 congressional gold medals to service members killed in Afghanistan during the evacuation
It's just
at Kabul airport in August during the Taliban takeover.
They were doing it on
and exit
purpose.
Of U.S. troops. In Kentucky, the National Guard is helping with safety and security with officials concerned over recent looting incidents. This is ABC News. European officials are considering new travel restrictions as COVID cases soar across the continent. Italy, Greece, Ireland, and Portugal have already imposed extra restrictions on top of vaccination, testing, and immunity requirements. Italy now demanding a negative COVID test of EU citizens, even for those who are fully vaccinated. This weekend, France will start banning British travelers as Omicron infections surge in the UK. A huge payday for Bruce Springsteen.
In a deal that apparently dwarfs the one struck by his idol Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen reportedly sold his masters and music publishing to Sony. Billboard says the price was $500 million. That would make it the biggest payday so far for an individual musical body's work. The Dylan deal was said to be worth around $400 million. The word on the terms of the deal, for instance, when Neil Young sold a 50% stake in his catalog earlier this year.
Can't work, can't eat. She's fucking fired up. This woman that got arrested for what? Not wearing a fucking or not having a back guard, or I don't fucking know. But she's part of it. It's not like it just went down like this. I mean, it was a planned deal, you know. What happened to the concert? These cops have got to be going, Jesus Christ.
Delicious Bakery just landed a sweet catering contract. He needs an event planner to help him rise to the occasion.
I don't understand what the big deal is about putting on a mask.
Indeed can help him have great.
Okay, what if they tell you to put on a fucking full body Ziploc over your head? You good with that?
Well, I mean,
come on, Doc.
No, I'm just saying it depends on the situation.
No, if you wear a mask.
If you're going into Walmart to buy some stuff and they want you to wear a mask,
What's the big fucking deal? You put on a mask for a few minutes.
You don't fucking wear it. That's what the big deal is. Fuck. Walmart wouldn't make you wear it anyhow. Most places don't police that shit anymore.
But they do put their signs out that say it's required.
Well, the Walmarts you go to, not the Walmarts I go to.
They don't even put the signs out on the doors?
Well, most signs are just, they just never turn them on.
What?
Because it keeps changing back and forth, so they just leave it.
Right.
Douglas County,
I see new signs go up.
Not they actually care and enforce it.
We don't have any fucking mandates, man. We're wide open, bro.
Douglas County, yeah.
Yeah, you leave from Douglas County and go into fucking Denver.
Well,
it is like a different state.
Yeah. Well, as a state, Polis said there's no emergency.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have to wear a mask. Look,
it's the first thing you ever said I liked. In fact, I really liked it.
Mark, I went to see Kurt Rogers yesterday about my loan.
Yeah.
And his whole
office, I know,
was wearing masks. So they asked me to put on a mask. Big deal. So for 10 minutes while I talked to him about the loan, I wore a mask. I mean, if it makes him happy, what's the big deal?
It's bullshit.
The mask doesn't help anything. That's what's bullshit about it.
But the point is,
so we know that. So it's like,
see, that's just where you would have been at. I would have been like, you know what? When I don't have to wear a mask, then we'll fucking talk.
It was such a small thing to put it on for a few minutes.
It depends on how bad you wanted to finalize a loan. I mean, really, that's what that came down to.
It didn't seem like that big a deal to me for 10 minutes to.
Hey, if I run up somewhere and I'm trying to haul ass in and out, I'll fucking, if they demand it, I'll put it on because that's the deal.
So, George, what time did you
Westera Credit Union,
the cocktail party
selected as one of the 5 best in-state credit unions in Colorado by Forbes 2 years in a row. More info at westeracu.com. That's westeracu.com.
Buy and build kitchen and bath. Now, not only below wholesale pricing, but they also do installations. I bought cabinets for just $2,000 and everywhere else for pricing at $10,000 or more. $567
we're gonna
for cabinets. Granite countertops.
I got a meeting today and I got to work out. Fuck, man, I'm so beat this week. George, have you been visiting? Which lifetime do you go to?
actually, cocktail hour is 5 to 6, but it says dinner to 7.
King
So I
Soopers
gotta
is
figure that
proud to
out.
call Colorado home since 1947.
I don't know what we're doing between 6 and 7.
We donated food and fuel to local relief efforts, providing more than 9
That sports bar they have there is incredible.
Yeah, let me know. I'll show up at 5 or whatever time you want.
1,000 King Soopers associates. That's why we continue to feed their future.
Now, all of this is what happened at the Gaylord?
Because together,
Yeah, I'll be about 200 people.
thank you for supporting your King Soopers family in Colorado communities.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a rock at you when I see you driving in there.
At the what?
Huh?
You got the what? Oh, the rocket.
I'm going to throw a rock at you when I see you driving in there.
Thursday at 4, Colorado Governor Jared Polis claims to have seen
Yeah,
the
it's,
light and converted to the side of freedom. We'll see, but you have the
Video from the dance
joins us. And DPS doubling down on hosting racially segregated events at
One of my
schools.
followers
Join it.
actually posted this. Actually, you guys probably know Keith, but I'll show you on the next break. I got Andrew said you should put this in your PowerPoint since like dancing. I'll show you what you got to compete with.
Yeah. I'm like Napoleon Dynamite, baby.
Yeah.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now,
Tom Martino. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Give us a call if you have a problem, question, or complaint. Someone lied to you, cheated you, or ripped you off. This time of year, people tend to wait. We'll deal with that in the new year. Or they don't think they have problems because they want to trust people. There's nothing wrong with that. But I tell you that if you've been put off a few times and you've put money down with someone, you got a problem. We have a record number of people paying money up front, getting nothing in return. And I used to say to Mark would say, never pay money up front, or, don't pay money up front. And I'd say, I think, just because a company wants money up front doesn't make them, bad. But the point is that you're at risk. Okay? So I don't think you should just pay money up front for the hell of it. I think the only time you pay money up front, the only time, is if materials are delivered or work has begun. And that's not really money up front. When I say work has begun, I mean plans, stuff like that. You can do that. But you still have to do that in a way that will protect you. There's all kinds of problems that go on with money up front. Contractors, okay, here's what I found about contractors. Most contractors are stupid when it comes to running a business. Not stupid as people. They know their trade. They can be an excellent contractor, but they suck at business. Or you have some who are great at business and they suck at contracting. The very best businesses are these kinds of people. Listen carefully. They know customer service. They know how to run a business. They know how to pay their bills and buy stuff and deliver and segregate jobs and keep the money where it's supposed to be and hire the tradesmen and the people to do the work. I remember one guy told me he had a contracting business, and I said, "What business are you in?" He was in the gutter business, and he said, "I'm in the lead generation business and customer service business." And I said, "You do gutters?" He says, "No, my men do gutters. I take care of customers. I take care of business." What do you think about that, George?
That's exactly right.
I mean, seriously. I mean, you happen to be a master, right? Or you're still a master electrician, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you went into the business end and you took to it. But not everyone does, George. I mean, there are a lot of dummies running businesses right now. Jay, I never actually asked you this. Jay Brett's Excel Roofing. Were you a roofer yourself, or did you just start a roofing business?
I got into the project management end of it, Tom. My dad was an architect and a contractor, so I'd been around construction, but I'd never been a journeyman roofer, somebody that went out and put roofs on. I had done roofing work, but I couldn't agree more with George. That, you know what, it's all about customer service and running a good business.
Right.
And then you hire people that know what they're doing.
Exactly. And just because you're a great plumber doesn't make you a great businessman. You can suck as a businessman. I mean, you can suck at it. And most of them do. Most tradesmen don't know their ass from anything. They can't run a business. They know how to do the work, but here's what happens. They start running out of money because they didn't properly charge. They didn't properly estimate. They didn't properly escrow. They didn't properly pay bills. They didn't put away taxes. They didn't do anything right. And what happens is it starts imploding on them. And so what do? They go out and find more people to put money down so they have money to work with. And then, what is the saying? You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And that's exactly what they do. They just have a house of cards that eventually will come crashing down because they don't know crap about running a business. In fact, I think the number one thing that Amazon did for people is gave them a back office and a fulfillment center and a guarantee center. They put small businesses on the map. Remember, Mark, we were talking to a map maker. She is a map maker in Evergreen. She didn't know crap about running a business. She didn't know crap about anything except making maps. She would go hike the hills and chart them out. And she did beautiful maps. And then she sold them for next to nothing and never made any money. She hooks up with Amazon and at first thought, you only want to pay me what? But here's what happened. Amazon, all she had to do is ship cartons of maps to them. They advertise, they send them out, they fulfill, and then they let her know if there's any problems that she has to fix. They took care of her entire business. All she did was make maps.
They're a good interim, for sure.
But, I mean, if you really want to scale and make big money, you got to do it yourself. But a lot of companies never get to that size.
No, I understand that. I mean, in other words,
they take a nice little chunk for what they do.
But it's nice to have someone take your back office like that when you're starting out.
Hey, Tom, that goes for a lot of us who went into solo practice. We never had any business training. We had to learn it on the fly.
No, doctors' offices are the worst. They're the worst. Now, the good part is, most of the time, doctors' offices nowadays, they hire a practice manager. And these practice managers know what the hell they're doing, right? I mean, isn't that right? I mean, you're not doing it.
Well, no, if you're in a group, absolutely. But if you're a solo practitioner like I was, we just had to learn on the fly how to run a business.
But didn't you have a practice manager?
No. My wife and I were the practice managers. We learned very quickly what to do and what not to do.
Okay, and that's a hard lesson to learn, and it could be expensive as well. Anyway, just chime in if you want. But, Jay, you called about wind damage. What did you want to say?
We saw a lot of houses yesterday that lost shingles. And what I wanted to tell people is that if you see some shingles off of your roof, you don't have to be concerned that it's going to start leaking right away, but you do want to get a roofer out there to take a look at it and make sure that that you can get those shingles repaired, because it will cause more damage later on if you don't do that. So yeah, the shingles is something that customers should be, or homeowners should be aware of, and make sure that they get taken care of. You know, I'd like to talk about that money up front thing for a second, Tom. You know, that's one of my favorite subjects.
All right, can you hold on then? Hold on. I'll let you talk about that. I want to take JR, though, because he called in, and then I'll go back to you. JR, go ahead. You have a question for George? Fix It 24/7. Go ahead.
Yeah, water heater. Years ago, I had a water heater. I drained it, and it wouldn't stop leaking from the valve. So what are you suggesting? It's a plastic,
now, from what valve are you talking about?
The drain valve. The drain valve. I couldn't stop it. It leaked, so I put a bottle cap on it to stop it. But in the future, what should I do?
Oh, you mean, okay, so when you drained it and then you turned it to turn it off and filled it back up, it would drip out of there, right?
Yeah, it drifted from.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. George, aren't those easily replaced, those valves, or not? Or are they built into the? They're not welded in, right? They're just screwed in.
Some are. Some can be replaced. So it depends on the tank. But most of the time you can typically replace them.
Now wait.
It was a plastic handle. So
No, we're not talking about the plastic handle of the thing, but the valve itself at the bottom. You're talking about at the bottom of your tank, right?
Yeah, the valve is plastic at the bottom of the tank.
Right, and it sits up about an inch off the bottom of the tank, right, or 2 inches.
Yeah, for draining purposes.
Now, when you look in that valve, how that valve connects to the tank, does it look like it's screwed in? Do you see any Teflon tape?
I don't. Well, probably screwed in, but it's plastic. Okay, I want to. Next time, should I buy a water heater with a brass valve?
I don't even think. Do they make plastic?
They're typically not plastic. So how old is it?
Yeah, I don't understand what you say. Plastic.
No, it's about 7 years old now. Okay, I haven't drained it since. Okay, I just capped it off with a bottle cap. Okay,
it could be there's sediment in there causing it to leak.
Well, that's what he was draining. So I mean, that's what you see.
Diana, it could be there's some caught in there.
The sediment out every year. If you do, the average life of a water heater in some places in Colorado is 4 to 6 years if the water is really hard, but it's typically 8 years. But if you drain the sediment out every year like you're supposed to, they can last. I mean, people have had them last over 20 years. So
yeah, but it leaked originally.
Right.
2 years afterwards, in the beginning. When I first got it.
Listen, you ought to call that shouldn't be too hard of a job. Are you at a place where you can take your phone and snap a pic?
Yeah, I don't have that access, but when I buy a new one, should I buy a water heater with a brass valve, I guess?
Yeah,
when I buy the new one.
Definitely wouldn't buy a water heater with a plastic.
No, I can't even believe it is plastic. See, that's what I'm finding hard to believe. That is a plastic going into a hot water tank, because that alone is going to expand and contract. It doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, we got to take this quick break. We'll come back, and Jay Brett wants to talk about money now.
We fixed that. I thought you did too. And now there's a slab leak. A slab leak? It's time to call Repipe Specialists. Repipe Specialists can repipe our whole house and guarantee no leaks for life.
Yeah, leaks. Repipe Specialists. That's what let's get into tying in with The economy right now and what's happening and getting their maintenance done the right way, the cleaning done is more important now than ever before.
Hey, let's talk about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank will do market valuations of your home. It's about a 13 to 15 page report with comparables, measurements, photos. Why does he do that? Free. He wants you to see the comprehensive work and get you an accurate idea of your home value. Plus, he wants to be smarter when it comes to the market. So he does this free, and if you ever want a list, of course he hopes you call, but there's no obligation. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, free market valuations, 303-920-1622. Let's talk about getting a loan. You know, you hear me say this a lot, ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. The reason I say that is because you can make whatever loan you have ideal for you. And that's what they do. They listen, then they lend. They've been around since like 2000. They are in Colorado, Fort Colorado, and Brent Ivinson still at the helm. Here's what they do, okay? They listen, then they craft a loan for you. You can pick whatever term you want. Doesn't have to go back to 15 or 30. And this time of year, if you need cash out, holidays, you can take out cash or just lower your payment or both. And you don't have a payment until March 2022. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Hey there, it's Ross Kaminsky. If my wife is anything like that special
in your life, what she wants more than anything right now is a little downtime, a little R&R. What a perfect gift then for your wife or that special lady in your life to get her a few hours of pampering at Beau Visage.
That vision instills no confidence in me
lots of times. She loves it every single time, and I'm not surprised.
I have no
because Beau Visage has been doing this for 36 years. They do it
I
so,
wish instead
so
of impeachment,
well.
we could have a vote of confidence.
They have that.
Experience,
We don't have that.
Yeah, you can remove the president.
Amendment 25, it has to be because he's crazy. I'm talking about a vote of confidence. In England, in Britain, it's parliamentary. It has nothing to do with their mental health. I mean, it could, but
we just don't believe they're doing the job. So let's vote them out.
Could you? I mean, how great would that be if Congress could just kick your ass out?
How great would it be if Congress could do
that would be insane. Then Congress would run the country. Right now, the Democrats have both. The guy could be fucking waving a gun around in a 7-Eleven and they wouldn't get rid of him. If it was Trump would have been removed on day one. Why would you possibly give Congress? That's insane. I can't believe that came out of your mouth. Wait a minute.
Well, it must work. Hold on. I don't think
that's the craziest shit I've heard.
I'm not sure if it's willy-nilly, though. I don't know how they do it, but they have votes of confidence. It's a big deal. Maybe it's like an impeachment.
Well, how often do they change prime ministers? Not that often. Right? I mean, it's not like they change prime ministers every month.
You're somebody you know could benefit. I highly recommend
That's right.
CBD and their entire line of products. BlueSky-CBD.com. Once again, that's BlueSky-CBD.com.
Trump would have lasted. He would have been booted out before he was sworn in.
Wesley called Optima Tax Relief. Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Details visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you want fantastic pheasant hunting in Colorado, the only choice is Rocky Mountain Roosters. Since 1985, we've been telling you about Colorado's finest private pheasant hunting preserve. It's just about an hour southeast of Denver. Hunts on over 5,000 acres with experienced guides and dogs. Or for the guys that run their own dogs, Rocky Mountain Roosters is the best place to hunt and train in Colorado. This is the perfect gift idea for any hunter. And they have gift certificates too. Call 719-635-3257 or see them on the web at rnroosters.com.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick, and here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns combined for 70 points to hand the Nuggets a 124-107 loss last night. Nikola Jokic led Denver with 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Nuggets will begin a 3-game road trip in Atlanta tomorrow against the Hawks. And Jaguars head coach Urban Meyer has been fired just 13 games into his controversial NFL coaching debut year in Jacksonville. Owner Scott Kahn said Meyer never earned back his team's trust. I'm J.D. Catherine.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The 2021 Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Every member is waiting to impress. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
Stay connected with your favorite shows on Denver's talk station.
George, what lifetime
at KL.com/newsletter. Breaking news, weather, sports, and more from our community. That's KL.com/newsletter.
A while. I do sell a membership though.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, you have a hot water question, Carolyn. Go ahead. What's going on? Carolyn.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. About a week ago, I was running a bath, and I went in to check the tub, and my water was all brown. And also, my hot water at my faucet in the kitchen, the cold water was clear, so I knew it was water heater related.
What does that mean when it starts turning brown?
It could be rusted inside pretty good. It
got to be really good. Did you ever notice any stages of brown, or did it just one day? Wow.
Yep, it just did. And, I don't know if this is a factor or not, but, I'm elderly and I can't afford a lot of propane, so, I keep my water heater all the way down, and I only turn it on, every few days for an hour to heat it up to take a shower.
That could be costing you more money than it's saving you doing that.
Yeah.
So you turn it up and down as you need it, huh?
Right. Yeah,
like when you turn it up to take a shower, you turn it up and wait an hour?
Wait an hour, and I've got enough for a shower.
I don't know. Will that save her money a bit? That might save her money on an older one.
Yeah, it might. I mean, depending, I guess, on how often you do it. If you did that every day, it wouldn't.
Yeah, but if you do that every 3 days, it might. Hey, here's the other deal, though. I don't think that's contributing to the rust, though.
No.
How old is your water heater?
It's 10 years old.
Oh, well, that's what it is, dear. What kind is it? Do you know?
It's a Kenmore.
Kenmore? I didn't even know they made water heaters. So.
Well, maybe it's not a Kenmore.
Well, it's okay. It probably is.
I ran everything for half an hour. I called the plumber, and he said, just run your hot water till it runs clear, which I did, and it's been clear ever since.
Oh, maybe you just had a chunk. I don't know what, but you may eventually have to replace that, though.
Right. Now, would it be worth the money? I have a plumber coming in a few days to drain out the sediment in the bottom. Is it worth the money to have that
How
done
much
now
is he? How much are they charging for that?
He's giving me a deal because I'm elderly for $50.
That's not bad. I mean, for a drain and fill. I mean, they're gonna flush out the sediment?
Yes.
Yeah. What you want to do? You want to at least do that, but it's 10 years old. I think the question she's asking is it worth even doing that at this point?
Well, for $50 it would be. I mean, right? I don't know.
Yeah, but if you spend $50 and do it now and then have to replace it right after, then no. If it's 10 years old, it's already past the average life. So.
Right. And if I have to get a new one, would it be better to get electric with the cost of propane now?
No. Well, hold on. You're on propane, but still. You're on propane. You're not on natural gas, right?
No, propane.
I don't know, George. Do they make good, efficient electric ones now? You may not have the electricity there to tap into, though, and that could cost.
Yeah, I mean, I would get the opinion of the person there based on your situation, but it is kind of starting to change a little bit back from gas to electric for efficiency.
Really?
Even on HVAC units. It's a discussion that you're hearing more and more.
Because of the cost of gas?
Yeah.
Wow. So it might be something to consider, but what you need to ask, Carolyn, is if you have the electricity present there to plug in, is it 240? Would it be? It wouldn't be 240, would it? Or 220, I mean.
Yeah.
It would be? Okay. So you have to have a heavy-duty electrical line to that area.
Okay.
Like, where's your dryer compared to that water heater?
My dryer?
Yeah. Do you have an electric dryer?
They'll have 120.
Yeah, they're all right together in a row. I do have 220 there.
You do have 220 there.
Yes.
They might be able to put a junction box in there and do an electric water heater. It's something to explore. Call us if you have any questions. You can always call, Fix It 24/7 too. 720-526-3939. Jay, Brett's Excel Roofing, you had called in about wind damage, and then I talked about down payments and how people are getting burned more now than ever. What did you want to say about it?
Well, first I'll give a shout out to George. My furnace went out a couple years ago on a real cold night. Called them up. The tech came out. He was great. He replaced the circuit board on it. He did it at what I thought was a great price. So, George, you run a good operation there.
Okay, cool. What about money down, Jay?
What most people don't realize, most consumers when they're getting a roof and the roofer asks for money up front, the reason that guy is asking for money up front, it's twofold. Number one, they're just trying to lock the job down. But number two, as soon as that sales guy brings that check into the office, they give him a portion of that money. And so when people are asking for money up front in the roofing business, homeowners you just shouldn't do it. There's no reason for it. And it's really just a red flag if a roofing company doesn't have the financial stability to do a roofing job without getting that money up front.
Okay. I appreciate that. So, the other message is if you see shingles missing or they're flapping in the wind, definitely get someone to check out that roof because it could be you broke the seal, and of course if they're missing, you're going to have them replaced.
Yep, that's right.
And that's excelroofing.com and 303-713-TALK. Tony, what are you doing, Tony?
It's working, Tom.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, I'm buying a house out in Fort Morgan. It's an older house built back in 1953. It's got some things in deeds, and I've been calling a lot of people on your referral list, but
they probably don't go to Fort Morgan. So you need people that go to Fort Morgan. What are you looking for? What kind of trades?
Well, I need a new roof. I talked to Excel Roofing yesterday. He kind of gave me some ideas on how I might be able to.
Well, does Excel go to Fort Morgan?
No, he regretted to inform me that he didn't.
Okay.
So I try to get somebody out there because it looks like it might be the original furnace.
Do we have anybody up north that does roofing up there? I'm trying to think. Yeah, we didn't. You might want to try Genesis. They might go to Fort Morgan.
Okay, and I think I believe what's his name, Jay there at Excel Roofing.
No, I'm talking about Jay is with Excel Roofing, right? But
yeah, I think he mentioned Genesis.
Yeah, and also Genesis can do other repairs as well.
Okay, yeah, and as far as the repairs go, I mean, there's not a whole lot of repairs that really need to be done. I know the roof. It needs to be done. It's looking pretty old. And also, I just need to try to figure out what.
But if you need anything else done on the house, they can pretty much do anything inside and out. So I would say that's Genesis Total Exteriors.com. Genesis, his number. Let's see, and they're good people. You can trust them. Let me get that number for you. It's 303-679. 8509. Suze, just make sure you got that. You got a comment, Michael, on that water heater. Our number is 303-713-TALK. We enjoy comments. So, Michael, the woman with the water heater, and then the water was a little brown, and then she flushed it out a while, and it got clear. She's having somebody come over to look at it. What do you think, Michael?
Well, it might be wise for her to contact both her propane company and her electric company and see if there are any incentives that would help her to make a decision as to what to go with if she buys one. And it may be cheaper to go electric if she gets the right incentives. And also, the plumber she has coming over, he might have some advice on that also.
All right. Do electric companies, though, often give incentives to go electric?
I'm down in Colorado Springs, and I believe back some years ago that was the case. I don't know about now, but it used to be.
All right. Well, thank you for the idea. We got more coming up.
Companies do just the opposite. They usually incentivize you not to do it.
Yeah, I don't know of any rebates, any water heater rebates.
Is flushing out a water heater necessary, even when you have a whole house filtration and softener?
Sponsored by Grapes from California. In the Tech Center, we do have problems now. There is an accident right lane northbound I-25 approaching Hamden, and that is slowing traffic all the way back to Orchard. And once you get past Hamden, your speeds improve. That is also slowing traffic southbound I-225 coming off of 225 onto northbound I-25. Now, in addition, there is an accident northbound I-225 at Yosemite. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mostly sunny this afternoon and tomorrow, but tomorrow will be a bit cooler than today with a high Friday of 43. Currently, it's 52. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW. Why just celebrate when you can celebrate good times with fun, delicious, flavorful, and perfect for sharing. So for happy, healthy holidays, go with Grapes from California every day.
I've never seen prices like this.
This for water systems, nor quality like this. Water pros are the people you want to install them in your home. I know Paul the Waterman, first of all, he's going to do free water testing if you have questions about your water hardness or quality. And it's free, no panic, no lies, just straight information, extensive free testing. Also, if you do a whole house softening system, let's put it to you this way, better laundry, better skin, less detergents, better plumbing, less than $2,000 fully installed. Low maintenance, computerized. It doesn't put salt in your water. Now, what about this? What about a drinking fountain at your kitchen? Yeah, under $1,000 fully installed. Waterpros.net. 303-862-5554. I love Rocky Mountain IV Medics. I use Rocky Mountain IV Medics, and that is the truth. And I feel great when I use Rocky Mountain IV Medics. You can get regular supplements. You can get, treat your dehydration, maybe a hangover, maybe even fatigue, whatever it is. It could be migraines. You get Rocky Mountain IV Medics to your home, and it doesn't cost any more than going to a hydration bar. For the life of me, I don't know why anyone would ever do a hydration bar ever. When you can get someone qualified, in fact, probably more qualified, to your home, RockyMountainIVMedics.com. I have a nurse come here. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. You can text this number for same hour sometimes appointments, 720-987-2155, 720-987-2155.
Ho, ho, ho. It's time for Tanner. This will be Colorado's largest gun show ever, with over 800 vendors selling new and hard-to-find used firearms, full protection handguns, ammo, stun guns, knives, and so much more. Such good deals, you'll feel like Santa Claus. Tanner Gun Show tickets are available at the door or online at TannerGunShow.com.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. I am Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long.
Remember, guys, we're off that following Monday, too, after New Year's.
Right.
Joe. So on the internet, the best deli in Colorado is the Bagel Deli and Restaurant, the one on Monaco and Hamden.
The Bagel Deli.
Oh, man. I can't wait for vacay. My brain's already 5 fucking blocks away.
America's PJ expert for nearly 20 years. Intuitive, new pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. She'll love slipping these on every night because the
So all you've heard today is commercials, Jules? I can't believe that.
Jules was emailing me again, wanting to block people.
Really?
Yes.
What was his logic this time?
I don't like what other people are saying, so block them.
Jules, you know you'll never get away with that.
Maybe you have a loved one who forgets routine tasks more than usual, like letting the dog out, or struggles with chores like laundry.
Let the dogs out.
Like a senior living consistent with normal aging could be symptoms of MCI, the earliest clinical stage of Alzheimer's. If you or someone you know is experiencing difficulties like these, or other memory issues or mood changes, talk to a doctor and consider asking about cognitive screening. You can also learn more about MCI and its most common cause at itstimeweknow.com by Biogen and Eisai.
Oh, and COVID rants also. Is that all you heard is commercials and COVID rants? Go get a shot.
They struggle during the holidays and throughout the year.
Is unvaccinated? I have no idea.
Jewel is an anti-vaxxer, baby.
Shelter, counseling, housing, healthcare, support, and so much more. Donations before the end of the year are tax deductible. Go to ccdenver.org. Catholic Charities, supporting neighbors, transforming lives.
This is Bill Lamphere, General Manager of New Lexus of Greenwood Village, the #1 Lexus dealer in Colorado for both new and pre-owned sales. December to Remember is on now. 1.9% APR financing up to 73 months. Special incentives up to
Oh, really? You think you're going to have a... No, we're not going to have a live show Monday through Thursday.
2021 and 2022 new Lexus models.
No.
Don't tell them, no.
Come see us today at New Lexus.
Don't tell them?
No.
We don't publish it. Oh.
Ever.
Then I'm...
Denver's Talk Station.
Well, you know now.
They might have heard you.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Renew Home Innovations can do a beautiful shower for you, or tub shower combination with American Standard fixtures and wall systems that require no maintenance, that are beautiful. And they have plenty of supply ready to go, unlike a lot of companies, and they have crews ready as well. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Now, Nick and the team can outfit a custom shower, which means and you can get them with no thresholds at all. So to wheel in or walk in with a walker or just regular walk-in, there's no obstacles there. Plus, just beautiful configuration to go with how you want it to go. RenewHomeInnovation.com, 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. All right, now, Karen, what ended up in your yard as a result of the windstorm?
Oh, my God, you're not going to believe it, Tom. You are not going to believe it.
What?
Trampoline.
And I know who it belongs to, too, because her empty prescription pill bottles were laying there, too.
What blew into your yard? Now I'm really curious.
Trash can.
You ready for this? Are you sitting down?
I'm sitting down.
A dildo.
Oh, my. Wait a minute. What was it?
I took a picture of it.
Was it a static one, or does it take batteries?
Well, I didn't really touch it. It was a battery operated. I was going to look at the brand, but I just wanted to throw it in the trash can.
Honest to goodness, but you took a pic of it?
I did. I can send it to you.
Yeah, send it to us. Now, this blew into your yard, and what I need to know is, was she throwing it out, or he? I don't know.
Yes, it was definitely trash, because there were, feminine products, and it was her bathroom trash. And I assumed she was throwing it out.
And so the trash just blew over. The can must have. Here's what happened. The can.
I have no idea how it got there. I just went out this morning, and it was all laying there around my light pole in my front yard. And then another vendor came by and saw this trash.
Maybe it was a Christmas gift from her neighbor.
Oh, no, it was definitely trash, and it all just ended up I don't know.
That's
I don't know
so
what to
weird.
tell you, Tom.
I think you should return it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could always return it and say, I think this belongs to you.
I don't know if I want to.
Do you know
put
which neighbor it came from?
Yes, her pill bottles, empty pill bottles were there.
What kind of pills?
So return both, same time.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of pills?
You know what? I didn't really look. I thought that was, protected health information. I used to work for a
You're
hospital.
too nice. You're way too nice.
I didn't think it was any of my business.
Wow, you're really nice. No, you are, Karen. You're very nice for that. Now, is this neighbor young or old?
Well, judging by the feminine products that were in there, I'm saying that she's, younger than 50.
Okay, all right. And here's the really important question: married or not?
I don't know these. I only know the husband and his last name, and so if the name on the pill bottle was a female name, so it was either his wife or his daughter.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you for that story and that holiday cheer. Yeah. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Carl, what's happening?
Well, that's my problem. But first of all, I had Excel Roofing out on a difficult roof problem, and they had wound up bringing 3 different guys out there to look at it and figure it out, and they fixed it, I hope. We haven't had any heavy snow, but they did wonderful work. They gave me a bid, and then when they got out there and really started working, they said we needed to do something a little different, added $50 to it. So I'm very happy with their service.
Oh, they're good people, man. They're really good people. So what's going on? What else do you need help with, Carl?
Well, I help take care of a friend's house. She's elderly.
Yeah.
And she has a couple of storage units. She has a large lot in town, and she has rats.
Ooh.
And she said she had a trap set out, and she said after 20 rats, capturing and killing 20 rats, she doesn't want to do that anymore. So I'm trying to find out, how do is there a service or what, what's the answer to, because there's a...
Yeah, we have someone who can handle that. What part of town?
Castle Rock.
Oh, yeah, we have somebody that can handle that. On the referral list, you know who they are, Mark, offhand, their names? And
yeah, we just had them on not long ago.
Are you talking about Black Widow? No,
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they do... Wait. Do they
do critters.
Did they do critters?
Yeah, and then Suzanne knows a listener to the show that specializes in things like prairie dogs, so I would assume that maybe rats would fall into that.
Well, I know one thing. My wife called about a squirrel, and Black Paul didn't do it, not the squirrel part, and he referred somebody that we really liked. So I'm going to get her to tell me.
Why wouldn't he do the squirrel?
I don't know. There was something about it. He didn't do that yet. So I need to figure that out. I'll ask her who. I'm texting her right now. Who was the squirrel guy? Because I imagine you do squirrels, you do rats, right? But maybe we ought to ask Black Widow. We used to have another guy years ago in Viro Critter. I don't know where they went. But Carl, we'll let you know, okay, if you keep listening. 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Yeah, they got mice and rats for sure, man. Black Widow. I'm on their website. I wonder why he wouldn't. Maybe squirrels are a completely different deal, man.
Squirrels are some mean suckers to get out your house.
They're just rats with furry tails, right?
Well, they're fucking way more active, man. We got squirrels that'll jump from 100 feet in the air from one tree to another, man. They don't even blink. The cats will just sit there watching for hours. That's the best thing to get rid of rats and mice, though, man. Have some cats.
They do rats or
Hey.
just mice?
Let's talk about Joe Lazzara, a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need. But
he is there for you at flat rate pricing and free initial consultations. Now, don't ever drink and drive. It's so easy not to. Use a designated driver, Uber or Lyft. But here's the other part. People sometimes make stupid mistakes. Sometimes they're falsely accused. And that goes for all crimes. Here's the bottom line. Don't shop for an attorney under pressure. I've known Joe for 30 years. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. All right, I want to talk about one thing that I really like, and that is One Clear Choice garage doors for every part of your garage door. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. That's OneClearChoiceDoors.com. And RealCBDThatWorks.com, 30% off when you put Tom in the promo code. Get your chewables, your gel caps, your oils. You can even get cosmetic lines now, anti-inflammatory eye serum. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. Tom in the promo code, get you 30% off.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-4...
Tonight's game's interesting, Doc.
Who is it?
It's a fucking great game. I'm not going to miss it.
Who's playing?
KC and the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, that should be a really good game.
I'm liking a tease on this.
Paul, Black Widow. I know.
What's the tease?
But no.
I think I'm going to give the Chargers 7 more points and make it plus 10. And then over 46 instead of 53.
I would do the opposite.
Okay, honey.
If you're going to do that,
why, you like the Chiefs?
The Chiefs will win the game.
I think the Chiefs will win, but I don't think
against the Broncos.
I don't think they'll come close to winning by 10.
They've been not beginning of the season they struggled, but they're back to.
Then I could tease the Chiefs.
I think there's a good chance the Chiefs beat.
It's the most expensive time of the year.
Psoriatic arthritis made my joints stiff, swollen, painful. Tremfya is approved for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Emerge Tremfya.
Only 45.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, I say we one day come in here, take these out of here.
No way, dude. Why?
No, just clean that pit and then put one big one in here. We have the big one we could put there, don't we? Not too
Someone
big.
will complain, man.
Come on.
I'm telling you.
But you need 2 screens, Tom.
No, you don't.
You
Not
have one.
if you have one big one, you don't have to. You open your windows and put them everywhere you want.
Oh, can you have 2?
You emulate multiple screens.
So you don't even have to emulate. You can just use multiple windows on a big screen.
Hey, if you don't understand what emulate means,
You don't have to.
You got all that space. You just
Just use the space.
Is that when they cut the balls off the dog? They emulate them?
No.
Oh, that's emasculate.
That,
I was
yeah,
close.
there you go. You were close. You're going down the right path, but you were digging in the wrong pocket.
All right, so I'm thinking if I do -3 and then over.
Okay, so this guy,
and
the
then
varmint
tease
control guy, doesn't do rats. Why do they separate rats?
Because they're rodents instead of vermin.
That makes a lot of sense.
They're rodents instead of vermin. Because they can eat squirrel. No one eats rats, right?
I heard somebody ate him.
So that would put, actually that means the Chiefs could actually lose by up to 3. And then over 47.
I think it's going to be 35-10.
Let me see if I did a 7-point teaser.
Roger Evans thinks it's going to be the Chiefs and the Buccaneers in the bowl.
Oh, how could anybody get rid of Brady? That's insane. I mean, how many times must we learn the hard way?
Did you watch the?
I'll take action with him if he wants to bet that. I bet it's not.
What?
He'd be crazy to bet that, though.
To bet what?
Guys betting who's going to the Super Bowl right now. I'd take that on a 50-50 bet.
Andy, take the whole thing.
I think the Rams look really good.
They'll take the whole thing.
The Rams?
Yeah, they look really good. I don't know if they can beat Kansas City.
It's not even about what you look like right now. It's about what you look like playoff when they get.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. By the way, Fix It 24/7 in the house, 720-526-3939 is their number. George, you're not going anywhere, but I still want to know, do you have any specials that you can do?
Yeah, I talked to the team. We're going to do just what we always do. I mean, the weather hasn't really come too much. It did a little bit last weekend, but it's going to come eventually.
Are you going to do the extreme clean and check?
Yep.
Okay, now this is only for those who haven't had it done before.
Well, anybody could get it done, but the specials, the special price.
But the special price.
You only get once, and we get asked all the time, why won't you do it again? And you've already seen what we do. Now you're taking advantage of it. We lose money on it. The whole point of it is we want to gain clients that see how different we are than our competitors.
You can put your sticker on there.
Yeah, and Tom, man, now more than ever in my whole career, it's so if you haven't had it truly cleaned, even if you think you had it maintenance by a company, if it wasn't cleaned, then nothing got done. Maybe you had a filter changed.
No, and cleaning means cleaning. It doesn't mean just vacuum out the cabinet.
Right.
I'm serious.
We actually clean the dirt off the motors.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the biggest things right now. If your motor goes out, many of them we can't even get. So now you're forced into either replacing or waiting for a motor.
So if you go through this for $39, you give them a no breakdown guarantee.
Yeah, well, the special's $39, right? So our normal price, Tom, is $139.
No, I understand, and even $139 is incredible. Like I said, some companies charge $250. Okay, so your very special price is $39, but you're going to do a very, 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 very special. What are you going to do?
Yep, we're gonna
for today.
Fix it 24/7. So we're gonna do it for $24.
$24 starting now till 4 if they call?
3.
3? Okay, from now to 3.
So anybody who gets it booked between now and 3 o'clock, and if you get
you don't have to have it done then, you just call to book it.
Yeah.
Hey, what gets...
Hold on. I want to make sure. Between now and 3, if you call 720-526-3939, it's $24. For God's sakes, $24 is cheap. I mean, and that'll let you know what they do and how they do it, and you'll get a no breakdown guarantee. And I'm sorry, what do you want, Mark?
What gets dirtier, the older furnaces or, say, a new high-efficiency one? What tends to get dirty?
Yeah, or does it matter?
Let's put it this way. A brand-new 80% compared to a brand-new 96% efficiency.
That doesn't matter. That makes no difference. So when you turn on... No, zero difference. So what happens when you turn on your furnace? Doesn't matter what the furnace is. It takes all of the air in your entire home and cycles it through there within 2 minutes. So dirt, dust, debris, all over that entire time is caking on there. Now, if you have special filters, electronic filters, that keeps it much cleaner. There's nothing that keeps it 100%.
You still got to get it done.
So products can help it, but the type of furnace doesn't matter. Well,
so I was just thinking the high-efficiency ones, they vent to the outside for whatever reason. But that has nothing to do with how dirty they get.
No, it has nothing to do with...
Well, they all vent.
You're always tracking dirt, dust, debris into the home, right? I mean, even when you walk into the home. It's over time, all of that. But
they all vent to the outside. But, Mark, I think what you were thinking is the intake air, you mean? They have the fresh air duct now that's required. No, but he's thinking it's sucking in fresh air from outside rather than the dirty air.
The air that's in the house.
See, because a furnace, if you don't give it clean combustion
air...
Yeah,
if it's not on, so it can,
Yeah. Clean combustion air does make a difference, but the bottom line is that dirt's going to build up. I mean, it's amazing how dirt... You know another area people neglect, George? I swear to God, every house I've ever purchased, it is disgusting. Their drains. I don't mean going out to the street drain. I'm talking about their P-traps and drains. Just from the drain in the sink down to the P-trap is the most... I don't even like talking about it. Huh?
Showers, too.
Makes me want to gag. Okay, seriously. It will cake and cake and cake and cake, and it slows down your drain. First of all, it's also disgusting because when that water backs up, it's touching that crap. And that crap comes from years, maybe previous owners. They're gick. We're talking skin cells and soap and hair and spit. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's what it is. So you have a doughy goop of mess in there, and it's disgusting. So I'm serious. Every home I go into, every home I've ever owned, when I go move into a home, or before I move in, I make sure every one of those is clean. So can people do it on their own? Do those Drano things? Now, see, Drano can't work if you just pour it in, it goes down. It has to sit there and dwell a while. Well, how do you guys do it?
Yeah, and depending on the type of plumbing they have.
I mean, could I call you to come in? No, seriously. As a company, could I call in and say, I want every one of those drains cleaned?
You can.
Could it be very expensive? That's not a skilled job for a plumber, but you don't have any apprentices that do that, right? In other words, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what really works. You would have to have something like they have that plumber goo or gel or the foam. Maybe that works.
How about jetting it?
No, you don't need to jet it. It's not that bad. No, that would hurt.
Cause more problems.
But have you guys ever been called to a house and it was nothing more than that?
Oh, for slow drains, that's typically the problem. Our biggest focus is on the furnace because of how much a furnace costs, but also it does affect the quality of your air. You are breathing that, right?
Yeah.
That goop in your pipe isn't really hurting you.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around.
Man, it's like, I was going to get into it, which we still should, but it's actually new homes. All the contractor dust.
The sharpest.
Oh, yeah. And then if the new home gets built and then it never got cleaned, which is called furnace, they never actually got cleaned, it just caked on top of that forever.
George, is duct cleaning not a good profit center? Is that why you guys don't do it? Because it's such a natural adjunct to your business.
It is. It is something I've done it before.
Because is it worth it? Is it worth doing it? Because that would be cool. Really, why bother doing a whole new system if you're not going to get your freaking ducts cleaned?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully my implant in place.
Later, Doc.
Take it easy, George. Have a good holiday.
You too.
By the way, now that, Talib's not here, I just wanted to ask you something. I don't want to bug you. Who can we contact? We don't like bugging you, but to clear up the yearbooks. Who can we contact?
Oh, wait, hold on. We're still on, man. I don't know what he keeps saying.
Number one for music radio and podcasts, all in one.
Yeah. But anyway, we don't like bugging you by text.
done that a few times.
Yeah. It should be crazy busy.
Where's the
out
best
there.
place to watch fireworks or whatever, man? Anywhere?
I've never done that.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
I guess if you were to like the Stratosphere, right? I've done that for 4th of July.
Oh, the restaurant?
You could almost get above them.
No, the Stratosphere.
Oh, where the rides and shit are, whatever it is.
Up high, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just.
I got you
Actually,
a
that'd
phone
be
that
kind of cool.
For New York,
I got you a phone that works.
Oh, really? Did we read? Oh, good.
You know what
I just got you a different
really
phone.
cool? With
I
the
don't know why that phone side
right out here.
Could be on coke.
I tried to reboot it.
Rockery here, first year, we just wanted to buy, we were staying in that round hotel right on the other side of 25.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right by the stadium.
And Elitch's used to have the fireworks.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So we set up in the restaurant. And
That's a dorm now.
Yeah, I know. We set up in the restaurant and those things were exploding right in our face.
So, years ago, man, we lived in Jersey, and my dad flew everywhere, man. So we got in our little Bonanza and went to the Statue of Liberty on the 4th of July and flew above it, and the fucking fireworks were actually under us, and you'd look down on them. But that was a fun trip. And I used to think flying was boring as shit, so. Did you ever do that in New York?
No, I did it here, though.
Here, yeah. I never did it here. It's pretty wild looking down on fireworks.
Yeah. And the helicopters go alongside. Also, we do Christmas light things.
Oh, that'd be fun. If you know where the big ones are, yeah, that would be fun.
You can spot them.
Like the botanical gardens and
You can
shit.
spot a lot of them.
There's one off Santa Fe, Hudson something that's massive. We walked through that a couple of years before COVID. You know what? I'm not big on that shit, but it was fucking cool.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What's going on in your life this hour? Brought to you by Fix It 24/7. They're doing a special today till 3. If you call and line it up, you don't have to have it done by 3. Just line it up. And that is an extreme clean and adjust and no breakdown guarantee special on your furnace. And it's going to be for $24. That's a very special price. It's even better than the regular special price. And to have this done would take a lot of time and money from conventional on a conventional call. So this is a very special kind of tween season special. $24. 720-526-3939. All right, so what's on your mind? You got a problem, question, or complaint? Give us a call at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Of course, if you're listening to tape delay or broadcast delayed or whatever, and you're listening at a time like on treadmill at night or something, a lot of people download the show. Here's what you can do. You can call 303-MARTINO at any time. Put your number there. We'll call you back, 303-627-8466. Now, I want to mention something that happened a few days ago, and I want to warn you about some calls, and then we'll talk about the economy. This one guy we helped a while ago, we helped him get a place to live with his son because he suddenly got custody of his son. He was living in an adult community. He suddenly got custody of his son. Unfortunately, the biological mom
was a drug addict.
Yeah, and he had to take the son, or the son would be in very big trouble. All right, so we helped him get a place and helped him with the listeners as well. I mean, what a great guy, right?
A true success story.
Robert was working his ass off. He never left, never stopped working The kid, he got him in school, but he didn't have a room. They were in a motel. It was terrible. This kid is so thrilled with the new place they got, and that was a kindness from the landlord. Also, he given us a break to get him in there. And then he has his own room. He sent us a picture of practicing his violin in his own room. It's a great story. Anyway.
I think you're forgetting.
What?
And he probably doesn't want me saying this, but George, who's in studio with us, paid Fix It. Yeah, he paid the rent, so we got to give credit there.
That's right. Now, here's the other thing. So Robert, the dad, got a Christmas card from work, and his son says, "Where should we put it?" He says, "Put it on the door." And we'll put it up on the door, and then that's where we'll put the rest of them. And the son, Christopher, says, "Well, Dad, we don't really know anyone here, or I don't know anyone here." And so his dad called us and said, "Do you think it's possible we could give out his name and the address and have people send him Christmas cards?" I thought, what the hell? Let's, I've had a lot worse requests, right? So if you want to do that for Christopher, he's the kid, maybe give him some encouragement. He went through a rough time with his mom, kind of giving him up, and his dad taking over. And he's really happy now, though. Chris is Christopher, I guess. Yeah, his dad said Christopher. Christopher Evans, Evans, Christopher Evans. And I'll give you the address, okay? Just get ready. I'll give you the address. Christopher Evans, 330 East Castilla Street. That's spelled Castilla, Costilla. 330 East Castilla Street, Castilla Street, and it's number 68, Colorado Springs, 80903.
Hey,
I'll give that out again after this call. Yeah, Mark.
Costilla.
Yeah.
And then, can they receive packages there? Do you know?
Why wouldn't they be able to?
I thought he said it was a P.O. box.
No. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. He said it is a P.O. box. It's a mail drop, in other words. That's right. It is. It's a mail drop.
That generally receive a package?
It's not a U.S. post office, but it's a mail drop, right? I don't know, Mark. Maybe we have to call and ask. I don't know. I don't know that.
Send him a sweatshirt.
Anyway, Christopher Evans, 330 East Castilla Street, number 68, Colorado Springs, 80903. So, what's going on, Lee? What's happening?
Hey, how's it going?
What's happening with you, Lee?
I want to take over a bar eventually.
Yeah.
A business, but I don't know what would be involved.
Okay, now let me ask you something. When you say take over a bar, will you be buying it?
No. My parents have owned the place for 20 years.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Now, next question. You would be taking it over. Do they own the real estate or just the business in the real estate?
They do not own the real estate. It is a lease from a landlord.
And how long have they been leasing?
20 years.
Okay, and how long do you have left? I'm asking these questions for your protection. How long do you have left on the current lease?
It's month to month.
Wow, month to month on a bar?
Yes, sir.
Man, this landlord should really put the screws to him.
That's insane, man.
I would try to renegotiate.
Yeah. Do you think, Lee? Do you think there's any way he would do a 5-year lease or something, or not?
We've tried, and it is not.
Oh my God!
I wouldn't put a nickel in it.
Don't put a lot of money in that thing, man. Now, when you take it over, you're not going to be paying for it. You're just taking it over.
That's kind of my question, because my mother passed COVID last year, right?
Yeah.
My father is kind of old.
Okay. How old is your dad?
He's 65 as of
your mom
3
is.
days ago.
Your mom's 65?
No, my mother is passed away.
Oh, from COVID. I'm sorry. Now, your dad's 65. Okay, so is he in good health?
Yes.
Okay. So does he want to sell it, or does he just want you to take it over and maybe give him a stipend, or what? What are his thoughts?
He wants to get out of the place.
Okay. But does he want you to pay for it, or does he just want to hand it over to you?
I believe I don't know. That's kind of the question, because
well, Lee, at this point, do you know what kind of business it does? Like gross? Do you know what it makes in a month, gross, or in a year? I mean, before expenses?
We do very well.
Like, can you give me an idea?
No, not necessarily, because with COVID specifically, things are
got it
up and down.
Okay,
but we have a good customer base that.
Okay, let me ask you this, Lee, and I'm not trying to be nosy. No one even knows who you're talking about. So I want to ask you a question, Lee. The very best month would be what? How much? Gross. Gross receipts, the very best month, not counting any expenses. What would it be?
I apologize, but
if you don't, if you don't even have an idea, that's the first thing you have to do. Because here's why, Lee, you really can't. That business is not worth anything if you don't have a lease. Okay, it's not worth anything, nothing at all, unless it has assets, like really good assets that you can transfer somewhere else or you can sell. So, does it have? What does it have as equipment and furniture? Good stuff or old stuff?
The entire business has been. Look, we got it. It's been around since like the 70s.
And it's all original equipment and stuff?
What's the name of it? What's the big deal?
Well, I don't know if he wants people knowing his dad's getting out of it. I don't. That's up to you, Lee. Well, that's up to you, Lee. But I mean,
my issue is, what should I do? Because what's more important is that people like to come here. It is a neighborhood bar.
No, Lee, people might like going there, but if it's not making money, or if you're getting a bad part-time or full-time job,
it's worth zero on the open market.
Right.
Zero.
That's right.
There's nothing there. They can cancel that lease at any time,
right?
And there's nothing.
So it on the market. What were you?
First thing, Lee. First thing you got to do is get with your dad and see what he wants. What's he looking at? What's he willing to do? Get a plan in place. Even a plan in place that's a plan B in case he got hit by a bus tomorrow.
In fact, we'll tell you. We'll give you the steps. Hold on a sec, because I know that's what you're asking for. Hang on.
But after you figure out what his dad wants,
you know nothing.
First he's got to figure out what's planned, but then either renegotiate a lease there or somewhere nearby. It's worth. If you get another.
Can you off the air get the name? We won't say it on the air.
If it's a neighborhood bar, you can move within the neighborhood.
Yeah, he said they have a good find. So
we won't mention it.
But yeah, you got to figure out the lease, and maybe then him, his dad together. Even now, if you get another lease, you got to build it out, get a business loan.
Let's talk about BlakeHarrisLaw.com. He does estate planning. Whether you have a moderate amount of wealth or a bunch of it, if you want to protect your assets, he says, a lot of people in the $500,000 net worth range are the ones doing asset protection. He says also they want to protect themselves from lawsuits. Many people do a trust to protect their heirs so their kids don't squander money. Whatever your purpose for an estate plan, you can ask all the questions you want at 833-ASK-BLAKE. Then you'll come up with a good plan, and Blake Harris will price it at a flat rate according to what you need. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. We hear all about the storms, the windstorms. Well, Genesis Total Exteriors, and they're doing, of course, they do roofs and gutters, but they can do the siding, windows, fencing, decks, barns. They can do anything when it comes to storm damage, all on one invoice. Genesis Total Exteriors, a company you can trust. 303-679-8509. 303-679-8509.
Hey, look, another pipe leak.
I thought Mr. Fix-A-Leak fixed that.
I thought you did too.
Well, it's just a drop.
It's a trickle.
I can patch a trickle.
Oh, yeah? Can you patch a slab leak, Mr. Fix-A-Leak?
A slab leak?
You see that water coming up?
Yeah. Oh, it's seeping out.
Don't splash it.
So what do you want to do?
Call Repipe Specialists, like our neighbors did.
Okay.
Repipe Specialists can repipe our whole house and guarantee no leaks for life.
For life?
And new pipes can improve our low water pressure. It costs about half the price of a plumber, and they can do it in as little as a day.
Mr. Fix-A-Leak can't do that.
Apparently, you can't fix leaks either.
No.
Tired of leaks or low water pressure? Call Repipe Specialists, and in 1 to 2 days, they can repipe your whole house with new PEX tubing and guarantee no leaks for life. Call 303-228-2910 for a free in-home estimate and pay nothing down with no payments or interest for a year. That's 303-228-2910. Call today, 303-228-2910, or visit repipe.com.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows. So take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.375 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 2.375 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Shop Mattress Firm's year-end sale and put an end to junk sleep. Save up to $500 when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying Sealy purchase up to a $499 value. Or shop top-selling brands and get up to 50% off select mattresses, like Sealy twin mattresses starting at $224.99 or Serta twin mattresses at $349.99. And shop with confidence thanks to our low price guarantee. Only at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
If you want fantastic pheasant hunting in Colorado, the only choice is Rocky Mountain Roosters. Since 1985, we've been telling you about Colorado's finest private pheasant hunting preserve. It's just about an hour southeast of Denver. Hunt on over 5,000 acres with experienced guides and dogs. Or for the guys that run their own dogs, Rocky Mountain Roosters is the best place to hunt and train in Colorado. This is the perfect gift idea for any hunter. And they have gift certificates too. Call 719-635-3257 or see them on the web at rmroosters.com.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Pretty good looking Thursday ahead. There'll be a touch of a breeze later on this afternoon, but after yesterday, 15 miles per hour won't feel too bad. Highs today in the low 50s with plenty of sunshine. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
The Denver Museum of Nature and Science proudly presents its newest exhibit, Survival of the Slowest. Explore dozens of habitats with live animals and discover how they've adapted to survive by slowing down. Visit dmns.org for more info.
630 KHAL,
an iHeart radio station.
Hi. Your troubleshooter. Just to remind you, if you call before 3 o'clock, you can be in line for a $24 extreme clean and check on your furnace from Fix It 24/7. 720-526-3939. It's the best price. I mean, it's like okay, it's a loss leader, we know, but you'll never, ever get anything close for that price ever. Hey, Lee, let's talk now. Bottom line is, here's how you evaluate a business, okay? I'm going to go through that basically, and then, because you called for general information. First and foremost, you look at a bunch of factors. The main factor are gross receipts. Okay, that's the main factor. Gross receipts. And then what are the expenses? Because, and as part of the expenses, you have to look at equipment. Even if it's not costing you, it will. So if equipment is over 5 years old, they're usually written down to zero, and that means you have to start budgeting for new equipment. But in bottom line is this: you're going to have a certain amount of gross receipts, and you're going to minus all of your expenses and come up with a net amount before taxes. If that net amount before taxes, not after tax, but before taxes, if that net amount, or adjusted gross we should call it, if that adjusted gross is not a good job, it's not a good business to own. In fact, it has to be more than a good job. It has to be able to run either by you or someone paid by you and still turn a profit. Otherwise, you're just buying yourself a job. Buying yourself a job is never a good idea because you own all of the liability. You may as well just get a job. If you just love the business, well, you have to evaluate it for what it is. You have to know what your dad wants. Let's say your dad says, I want $100,000. Well, you know, that would be impossible because it has no value. You have no assets of any substantial amount, and you don't have a lease. So all you have is a name, and people like going there. But if there isn't there anymore, will they go somewhere else for the name? These are things you need to take into consideration.
This is what I'm calling you for, sir.
Yeah, and that's what we're telling you. So right now, you need to find out what your dad wants. You don't know what your dad wants.
But do we think about the people, what they want?
No,
No,
you absolutely do not, Lee. No, you do not. In business, you don't think about your customers because unless you have a thriving business, your customers won't be served. So if the customers want you to stay open, it doesn't matter if they want you to stay open. If you're on a losing proposition, why do you care if people want you to stay open?
Lee, they come in for our business, our servers, our bartenders, our cooks, our food.
That's wonderful. I think that's wonderful. But you shouldn't care about that if you can't make money on it. I mean, you asked, should we care about the people? And I'm telling you, no. You should only care about running a thriving business, and then you care about the people. But the first thing is, if you have 100,000 people a year that love going there, but you lose money on it, then it doesn't matter, does it?
I haven't been able to tell you what the profit is there, but you are assuming respectfully that it is not thriving. It is thriving.
I didn't say that at all. I said worry first about making money before you worry about your customers. What I'm asking you, if it's thriving, first of all, you didn't give me a location, you didn't give me a name, and you won't tell me how much. Just tell me how much. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody's going to figure it out and come over there. How much money is it putting off in gross revenue?
You ask what that matters towards like your suggestions to benefit
Lee, you know what, Lee, we're done. I'll tell you why, Lee. Because you don't know the first thing about a business. First, in order to you
should not buy it.
Yeah, you should not buy it. You should know what the gross receipts are and what the expenses are and what the chattel is. Okay? The chattel is replacement of equipment over a realistic time schedule. That has to be put into your monthly budget, and that has to be squirreled away. But you have no clue. You say it's doing substantial. I ask you how much. You don't know. You don't know.
And on top of that, I think he's a drinker just by the way he's talking, and he shouldn't buy a bar.
Well, he does sound like he's slurring, but here's what I think. The way I could tell he was a millennial and he was dumb as crap is when he asked this one question. Well, shouldn't we care about the people? Shouldn't we care about the people? What are you talking about? You don't do people a service if you're not making money. You're just going to go under. So, no, you shouldn't care about the people. The only time you care about the people is if you can serve them, dude. Yeah. You got to serve them. And you can't serve them if you're losing money. There. Bye. I mean, look, if you want advice, call us. But for God's sakes, I'm not going to tickle your ears if you're some silly-ass millennial looking to get into business and you don't know your butt from a hole in the ground. Okay? This is real talk here, folks. I'm not going to coddle you. Oh, you can do it, Lee. Think of the people. Think of the people, Lee. You can do it. They come for our food and our service and this and that. And what do you make at it?
Don't care about the people?
And wouldn't his dad have all that information?
He doesn't even have a lease.
Who doesn't have a lease?
The bar. The bar has no lease. They have shit. They have nothing.
Huh.
It's been going 20 years, so whatever, it's going. But his dad got hit by a bus today. That was close.
Looks like it's out of traffic that's slowing all the way back to I-25. Now, in addition to the crash northbound I-25, it's approaching Camden. Expect stop-and-go traffic starting around Arapahoe Road with that one. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mostly sunny this afternoon and tomorrow. Now, tomorrow will be...
You're assuming it's not thriving. Well, yeah, maybe because you don't have a number.
What's the zip code on that dude's address, man? Christopher Evans. Thomas.
What?
What's the zip code for that kid?
Oh, 80903.
The season is here, along with the best deals of the year. Built Ford proud, price to sell, and own at your local Ford store.
Ideal Home Loans
for your next ideal home loan with salary-based mortgage brokers to help, not mean mortgage officers, I mean, they help you. They're direct mortgage lenders at Ideal. Do you know what that means? No middlemen. They decide what to lend, when to lend, how to lend. And when you find a loan that suits you, that's the one you go with. It can be 15 or 30 years or any term you pick. And you can choose, do you need cash out or do you want to just lower payment, or maybe you can do both. Here's the deal. Ideal will make it ideal. They'll give you the interest rate guarantee, credit optimization, which helps you get better pricing by tweaking your credit even after you're approved, and pick your own term loan. And the best part, the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal when you're out shopping. The money's already set aside for you. It's a pre-approval. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Guys, 2021's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving...
That's a good-looking spot up there.
What's that?
The Corsican.
Oh,
It is. Look at that. He's a good photographer, that guy.
Is that one of the doctors or a patient?
That was a patient.
Naturally new pajamas feel just like her own fair skin. She'll love slipping these on every night because the texture and touch of naturally new pajamas is so soft and luxurious, they'll melt away her stress. She'll love the feeling of wearing them with nothing at all. And she'll love the way they look. Check them out
Hey, how much time do I have?
Because they love our food, man.
Mark, I know you're shopping for that kid, so I want to give you a sense of this is him. He plays violin.
He's a nice kid.
He looks like he's probably a medium adult then, right?
And then here's him and his dad.
What do you think, though?
He said his dad said large, and kids like stuff oversized, Mark.
An adult large or a teenage? I mean,
Just large. Yeah. Yeah, boys like things oversized. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Where's that other picture?
The earliest clinical stage of Alzheimer's. If you or someone you know is experiencing difficulties like these or other memory issues or mood changes, talk to a doctor and consider asking about cognitive screening. You can also learn more about MCI and its most common cause at itstimeweknow.com.
Are you leaving? See you guys Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you. Is it 5 o'clock?
Whatever's on the reservation.
Is it fancy?
They struggle during that.
It's a business schedule.
Business schedule? Okay.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
We'll get Tom in a tux. Cummerbund and all.
Say hi to everybody. I'll see you there.
Have you ever showed up in an event you're the only one dressed up?
Psoriatic arthritis.
That has never happened to Mark.
Yeah, ever.
Okay, see you in a couple days.
See you, George.
Tremfya can help reduce joint symptoms in 24 weeks.
That would be my luck, though.
Fatigue, assessed by survey 1 week prior. Individual results may vary.
Tremfya is taken by injection at weeks 0 and 4, and then every 8 weeks. Following the 2 starter doses, that's 6 doses a year. By prescription only, serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Tremfya. Emerge Tremfyant. To learn more, call 1-877-578-3527 or visit Tremfya.com and talk to your doctor about Tremfya. See our ad in Health Magazine.
How you guys doing? Ross Smith, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Pro Bowler, and your favorite is Denver Broncos. I got dumbbells, we got fitness equipment, we got treadmills, we got bikes, we got it in stock right now. My original fitness equipment came from a big box store. Still the space, looked great, but it just wasn't functional. So you know what happened? Didn't get used. The great thing about getting new stuff put in my home is I want to use the gym more, and it's got to be the best. And true, the tough stuff are the best you can buy. There's nothing more important than health. So get the equipment that you'll use every single day.
Attack. Okay, yes. That would be Sue's. Let me tell her. You're at Bendinelli, right? All right, I'll have her call. What is your name? Okay, Eleanor, I'll have Sue's call you. All right, bye. Sue's. Eleanor at Bendinelli's office needs our tax ID number.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Waterpros.net. Don't forget, you can do whole house water conditioning systems, water softening systems for under $2,000, fully installed. It's incredible. Waterpros.net. Hey, let's talk. And don't forget that crazy, great deal, fixmyhome.com. Until 3 o'clock if you call. You don't have to have it done then. Just schedule it. You get a complete, extreme, clean, and adjust and check of your furnace with a no-breakdown guarantee for just $24 from Fix It 24/7. Here's the number, 720-526-3939. Okay, so Phil, what is happening, sir? What's going on?
Well, I wanted to ask a couple questions, but I talked to my homeowner's insurance yesterday.
Yes.
Because my insurance is like $2,500 a year, and he just told me there was an increase in November that it went from $2,500 to $3,200 now.
Wait. Yeah, homeowners insurance, by the way, is going up all over the country. It is rising in alarming rates.
They actually lose money in Colorado.
Yeah, it's nuts. But anyways, so I thought I'd better shop around. I'm with Allstate right now, and I don't like those people anyways. But anyways.
Well, call Compass Insurance Group for the insurance checkup. Seriously. They'll tell you the truth, Phil. Honest to God, they will. They'll let you know if they can do a better deal or not. And they'll be honest about it.
You know, I had not State Farm, but Farmers Insurance.
It doesn't matter. You had a bad company. If it's State or if it's Farmer, it's bad.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I had insurance about 15 years ago, and it was like $450 a year.
Well, listen.
Then it went up to 1,000.
Well, listen,
then it went up to 1,500.
I know everything went up, Phil. Here's the bottom line. Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000. They'll look at all your insurance, what you need, what you don't need, how much you're paying, and then they will find you the best deal ever. That's what they do. They're great people. Okay? I'm serious. They're good people. 303-996-9000. Okay, somebody asked how old that boy is for the Christmas cards.
14.
He's 14.
And a size large.
Large, and he's 14. But can he get packages there?
Yes.
Okay, he can get packages. But he's not asking for, his dad was not asking for that. His dad was asking for Christmas cards because the kid says, Dad, we don't know anybody. Why put a Christmas card up on the door? That's when his dad had gotten a Christmas card from work. And so what happened was, the dad called us and said, can you help us out, Tom? Maybe some people can send him Christmas cards so he knows people are thinking. And that's so that's what he wanted. He wanted his son to know he's not alone. And here's the bottom line. This is a great story where his dad was living alone on his own, working, and suddenly got custody of Christopher due to his mom's drug addiction. And so he couldn't live there anymore because it was an adult place, and so they had to go to a motel. And Christopher, 14 years old, he didn't have his own room. It was terrible. So the dad kept working, getting him to school, living in a motel. They were running out of money. Finally, we were able to get him on. With the kindness of our listeners and of a landlord, we got him into a place in Colorado Springs, and he was able to keep working. And the son has his own room, is doing very well in school. And so if you want to send a card to him, it's Christopher Evans, 330 East Castilla Street, number 68, Colorado Springs, 80903. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to go over a few things here that I think people need to know. Just so you know that there are people out there we got to avoid still. I'm going back over some calls, and I want to let you know about it. All right? Now, one of them is Legacy Earthworks, basically scumbags. Legacy Earthworks. They're liars, they're cheaters, and they're thieves. They take money down and do no work in return. Their number, 970-539-5583. 970-539-5583. Now that's Legacy Earthworks. Lying scumbags. Didn't we leave a message with them the other day? I thought I did. And yeah, we did. And I didn't hear back from either of them. Also, we don't understand this, but for some reason, this roofer believes they should keep money even though they only did a third of the job. And that's, what's it called? It's Severy, S-E-V-E-R-Y, Severy Roofing. And Deputy Doc is working on this, but here's what sucks. They did literally hardly, and they even admit they did like a third or less, but they're keeping the full amount. Now, Mark asks, well, wait a minute. What if he just went out and fired him willy-nilly? Don't they get to keep the money? With any breach of contract, there are losses associated with it. It doesn't mean you owe the full amount. If your losses don't amount to the full amount, you don't just get to be enriched by being fired. So if they took $23,500 and they only did $10,000 worth of work, and they don't have any other losses as a result of him firing them, they can't just keep money just for the hell of it. Now, in some rare cases, there are deposit agreements where it's known that, hey, this is a non-refundable deposit, and here's why. So, anyway, Suze, can you explain the message on line 6? I don't understand that completely. Oh, Oh, I'm sorry. That's an in-house message. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, so in other words, in a breach of contract, going back to that, anyone can breach a contract with you, and if you're not injured, what are you going to do about it? You know, I mean, if you're not injured, you're not injured, and that's the part that counts. Also, we have. I'm trying to find the one where. There's a community called Mint Urban Infinity, apartment community with overrun by cockroaches. And basically, the bottom line is that no one is doing anything about it. Yes, Suze.
Did you know I got an email? I guess it made the news that Mint Urban Infinity tenants file class action lawsuit against property managers.
Good. That's good that they did that. Also, a guy bought a car from CarHop with 130,000 miles on it. After a week, the engine went out. CarHop lived up to its warranty, and they had Sheridan Autotech install another engine for him. That one leaked, so now they got him another car. So CarHop is coming through. They're not too bad. I think it's pretty good. 303-713-TALK.
Mark's going to do Frank Duran. I'll do Course in Use when I get back, just in content, because I have to run like hell. I have to do
delay in the tech center right now. Northbound 225 slow due to an injury accident at Yosemite. Looks like out of traffic, but
what you buying?
All the way back to I-25.
Clothes.
Yeah, for that kid.
There is a crash northbound I-25. It's approaching.
I love Amazon Essentials, man. It is the best fucking clothes I've ever seen.
Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mostly sunny this afternoon and tomorrow. Now tomorrow will be a bit cooler than today. Expect a high Friday of 43. Currently, it's 52. With your impact, traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin. 6:30 KHOW.
This holiday season, give your child or grandchild the ultimate gift. Local college and best savings account by December 31st and qualify for a Colorado tax deduction. CollegeInvest.com.
All right, check it out. Frank Duran, the real estate man. How I love these.
If you want to sell that house and get more money than anybody else with the same model house, you call Frank Duran. If you're looking for a house and want someone to really help you and negotiate the deal and get you the best possible price, Frank Duran, the real estate man. Check him out at frankduranhomes.com. That's frankduranhomes.com.
You love technology.
You just don't understand it.
Okay.
Luckily, the Tech Stuff podcast can help. Join tech enthusiast Jonathan Strickland as he explores the people, the companies, and the technology that affects our lives and culture.
Ooh-wee, truckers are not entering Colorado because a show of solidarity with this driver who was sentenced to 110 years.
Yeah.
Is that real?
It's fucking crazy. I don't know. I'm sure truckers coming here, but I'm sure some might not be. Honestly, I think it's fucking crazy.
I'm not the most creative person, but luckily I can fall back on Bovisage skincare and spa, knowing that my wife will absolutely love it. How do I know? Because she's loved every time. Whether she's gotten a facial or a body treatment or a massage, Bovisage skincare.
You got me Bovisage one year.
I did?
Yeah, I don't know if it was given to you and you gave it to me or what. But
Who would have given it to?
I have no idea. I think it was back in the Goodyear days. I don't know.
So get in touch.
I've been hearing their name a lot.
Yeah, this time of year. They've been around forever.
303-773.
You know what it was? No. Was it you? Remember, it was either you or your dad got it for me and your mom, and I don't think your mom ever used it.
That's bvspa.com. Give her the wonderful gift of Bovisage. Saving money has never been more important. But what more can you do to add money to your budget? How about refinancing your mortgage? It's a viable solution that may save you hundreds or even $1,000 a month, but you've got to call American Financing. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky inviting you to get a free mortgage review From my friends at
Doc,
American
go get his tooth
There is no
fixed.
pressure, there's no obligation, there's no upfront fee, no hidden fee, no application fee, just a simple conversation with a salary-based mortgage consultant where you will learn about custom programs that may be a better fit for you than your current mortgage, because there's more to a mortgage.
That kid's dad might be the best.
High-interest debt, upgrade your home. You could even skip
No, definitely a success story, but
greater upfront savings.
he could be the best. That could have been the best way to get people to send his kid gifts that I've ever heard of. How's that?
You think he was being playing us?
I don't care even if he was. How's that? If he was, it was for his kid. So, you know what I mean? I think I don't think he's sly, but he might be sly, right? That's my whole point, though. If he was sly, it was one of the slyest moves I've seen.
Let's say smooth at least.
I think we helped the right people there.
Unlike the woman that was turning tricks.
Confusion on how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain. Whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies.
Boy, that's pretty
Learn
impressive,
more
actually.
at Exergen.com.
Hey, it's Ross.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items all landing on the same day from Amazon. That is fucking impressive.
From you?
Yeah. All landing there at the same fucking day.
If one of these ailments is causing the volume.
If I order like 2 items from Amazon, they're never on the same day in Franktown. Fucking never.
Get in touch with Dr. Opperman. He
You haven't had any
help.
supply
Get
chain
started
issues?
at Colorado Voice Clinic.
Fuck yeah, man.
Back about 10. Don't forget course needed. Joins us. California's
Okay,
already crafting a bill
please.
copying the Texas bill against abortion, but they're going after gun manufacturers. Will it hold up in court? 2 o'clock, 6:30 KHOW, Denver's Talk Station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I want to remind you that you can get gift cards for $150. Good for a scan of the carotid artery. It just takes less than 15 minutes. You don't take your clothes off. You sit in a nice, comfortable chair. This is a great gift because it could save someone's life. 80% of the people walking around with cardiovascular disease doesn't even know they have it. This is specifically designed to find soft plaque, which is a direct correlation of heart disease and risk of stroke. Just $150. The greatest news is that if they discover something, there are methods to freeze them, to stop it in its place, and to reverse it. Nowadays, you can reverse it. Core, C-O-R, without the E, corescans.com, C-O-R scans, corescans.com. 720-740-2663. It could be one of the most important gifts you ever give. You can print it out immediately, put it in a gift card or something. Put it in a card, or you can just have it emailed to someone. Corescans.com. Let's talk. All right, now Phil wants to know about the Vibralung. Is that what the people who called us from Parker? They're FDA approved and they're looking at it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I got my wife listening on the other.
Now, what the Vibralung, what they claim it does, the Vibralung, and again, it's FDA approved. What it does is it sends sound waves.
Right.
Concussive sound waves. The sound waves move your tissue as well into your lungs. And
what kind of sound?
It's not so much you hear the sound. It's an ultrasonic. They're sound pulses. Well, they do some noise too. They do some active noise, but I don't know enough about it to tell you other than it says it's a Vibralung acoustical percussor.
It makes a vibration, basically.
Yeah, it does. Basically.
Would that be good for my wife's got 2 blood clots in her lungs?
I can't tell you that. I honest to God, I can't tell you that, Phil. I know that it's good for It's good for COVID and other lung problems. They said it's good for inflammation, and it's also good for secretions, excessive secretions. And they call it sympathetic resonance, promotes safe, effective, and gentle healing.
Now, are you going to follow up? I think I heard that you said that Doc was going to try it.
Mm-hmm. We were going to get him one to try.
Yeah, I would, if this is a good breakthrough, it would be good for a lot of people, and that especially my wife.
What is your wife doing about the blood clots?
Well, she's on a blood thinner.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And
does it affect her breathing, Phil?
Yeah, she's on oxygen. She's on 3 liters at night.
Why don't you can always call them directly and ask them about it.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I have a number for him.
Do you have a phone number?
Yeah, I sure do.
Sure.
Hold on, I have it.
Give me a phone number. I'll buy the darn machine if it'll help,
I'm trying to find the local company. Suze, didn't you get that information from her?
Yes, the phone number's 303.
303.
Yeah. 805.
805.
4597.
What was it?
4597.
4597.
Yes. Thank you, Phil.
Hey, give Christopher's info out one more time.
All right.
Christopher Evans.
Christopher Evans. He's the 14-year-old who's moved in with his dad because his mom was a useless drug addict, basically, and the dad had to, scramble to get a place because he was living in an adult community and went back to they were in a motel. It was burning a lot of money, but this poor guy's working 2 jobs, his dad, and Christopher's in school doing well, and he says, Tom, we just need a leg up. We just need a place to stay. We can call our own. I can pay the rent after I get on my feet. So we had a few people, their generosity helped pay some rent and deposits. We got a generous landlord who gave us a break, and we got Frank and Christopher into a home. And then Frank calls and says, hey, Tom, Christopher mentioned we don't know anyone. We're not going to get any Christmas cards, because he saw a Christmas card that Frank had gotten from work.
It's Robert, Mark.
I'm sorry,
Tom.
Robert. I'm sorry, Robert. Okay. So anyway, Robert said, could you just have your listeners send Christopher some Christmas cards? That's all. That's what he asked. So I'm just giving out the information for him. And so Robert's the dad. Christopher is the kid. And I'll give you his information. Christopher Evans, 330 East Castilla Street, number 68, Colorado Springs, and it's 80903. 80903. So that's it. One more time, Christopher Evans, 330 East Castilla Street, number 68, Colorado Springs, 80903. And for those who are interested in that Vibra Lung, by the way, it is a local company. They do have FDA approval, and it sounds like it's going to be a miracle. Anyway, I want to remind people, if you know anyone in trouble or anyone who has any problems, don't let them wait too long. So many times we hear from people a year down the road where someone took money and never did any work. And we're having so many of those now. Make sure you tell them to call 303-MARTINO. They don't even have to call during the show. Here's the great part. If they call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, we will actually take their information, or, they leave their information. We will take it and call them so they don't have to call and wait. And pass that around to anyone who has a problem. They can call the Martino Show. Now, I can't promise instant results, but we work on everything if we think you have a case. That's just the way it is. Don't forget referrallist.com for help, information, and referrals, and copies of my digital magazine at 303consumer.com.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.